I mean, obviously Danganronpa's better. It's more of an actual game. Like this, I mean, the CSI is an actual game, but it's man, my Xbox is just making the weirdest noises all of a sudden. I think it eventually is gonna stop, but it's making this like loud buzzing noise. It's been doing that recently. Really concerning. There's no way this Xbox is surviving till the end of the year. There's no chance.
It's lively at the morgue tonight. Doc Robbins has the body of a homeless man, which unfortunately is a routine occurrence. But this Vic has some interesting anomalies. Brass can get you the address of where the body was found. But first start with our
Hey,
best
Ludicrous.
the body itself.
Hey, I'm Warwick Brown. We can use another good CSI. Catherine says you don't miss much. How about this time you don't miss anything? So let's go see the doc and find out what put this homeless corpse on the coroner's radar.
Apparently this game has a DS version. I didn't know that
Warwick
until
and the newbie. Welcome to
yesterday.
the morgue. Very helpful
Shasta said it, but
since your last.
specifically dark motives. So the back half of this game has just been ported to Xbox, and it was apparently like years later that they did it.
We're gonna be friends, so
It's kind of
Doc or
interesting
Al
to
is
me.
fine. I'm here to answer your
The
questions.
PC
Uncover little
to
pieces
DS
of
port.
truth that add up
There
to a
can't be too
bigger
many of
truth.
those.
How our Vic died, what the murder weapon was, possibly the deceased's identity. I deal with the kind of trace evidence that doesn't make itself obvious at the crime scene.
I can totally see wanting to play this on DS though, like with the stylus controls and everything. It makes perfect
First glance,
sense.
we've got a male, mid-30s, apparent alcohol poisoning fatality. Of course, we have bleeding out of the mouth consistent with this kind of death, and the expected filthy, ragged, and ill-fitting clothing. Not exactly the top story in the 11 o'clock news, right?
So what's curious about it? Oh, it's because it was probably like ethanol or something, or well, yeah, but
Wakeman vodka.
no, never
Pretty
mind. It
high-class
was just
brand for a homeless guy, don't you
vodka.
think?
I thought they were gonna hit us with like it was like methanol poisoning. It was like, oh shit, what happened?
Normally pretty straightforward, but not in this case. The entire body should be rigid from rigor mortis. That's muscle losing its adenosine triphosphate and hardening. But the stiffness was inconsistent, absent in several joints,
Hey,
indicating
Theo.
that the Vic was moved. And without knowing the environmental conditions at the real site of the death, determining time of death
The
becomes
real
quite
side of the
difficult.
death. Well, where'd they find the body?
Sure, but here's another surprise for you. I found indications our fragrant vagrant may have been dressed posthumously. You'll also note that we have an oddly well-groomed corpse beneath the rags. Well-groomed, but you've still got the malnutrition and poorly healed wounds, consistent with the life on the streets. Some post-mortem bruising on the face, too.
I get to examine the body in the morgue. All right, gaping
No
hole.
fatty deposits on the liver, smooth tissue, nutmeg color, too. Street person or not, this was no heavy drinker.
Like, examine his kidneys. What? How do I? Is that it? No, that's not it. There's more. This is kind of unpleasant. How do I? Is that actually it? Maybe that's actually it.
Bruises indicate he may have been forcefully held down, not a post-mortem injury. Impression
His
and
hand?
tan line on his finger
Like, you don't-
suggests he'd worn a ring for some
Like,
time.
alright, once you zoom
Months
this
at
far in,
least.
you can kind of see the impressions on the fingers, but like, so much of this is just like actually scrolling the mouse around to see, like, oh, it lit up green here, that must mean there's something, and it's not. Like, you can't even see what you found most of the time. You're just like clicking randomly, and then, oh hey, something happened. Or like a slightly like darker spot in the background somewhere, and that'll be what you clicked on. Well, I don't have any. Guess I can bring the DNA to the lab, but there's probably more to find there.
What's up? I amplified and graphed that DNA of yours, scanned it into the computer.
It's gotta be a match to something. That's like what we're doing here.
Don't quite have a match there.
It's gotta be a match to something, right? There's no way it's just not a
Devil's in the
match.
detail. Don't quite. Devil's
There's no way we just don't have a match.
not quite. Don't quite.
No,
have-
we just don't have a match. We have no idea who the victim is.
Need some? Hey, you're gonna love this. How about a condemned building that was once an insane asylum near the edge of town? Real eyesore. Drives us crazy. All the disturbance reports we get, kids causing trouble out there. I'll secure it for you.
What restaurant serves white French truffles?
Well, Vegas isn't short on
Oh, is that
gourmet
why they were
dining, but
calling him
still, those
the
morsels are rare.
the fragrant
I'll run a check
vagrant?
on the
Because
restaurants
I
listing
missed
their
that.
specials online. Only one hit for the past few days. Le Figaro restaurant, right downtown.
All right, well. Head chef, lead suspect. Once again, bad idea to kill someone using a thing only you have access to.
This pad's perfect for nightmares. Musty and damp.
Probably was, you know, someone could have stolen it, I guess. Piece of broken glass, pretty sus.
We
Oh.
can't use that here.
Hang on, what I just find?
You catch that pungent smell? Alcohol, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Well, if only someone else has access, then how would
Hey,
you
we got some
how would you
muddy
get it? You don't
footprints
have
here.
access. Wait, what the fuck am I looking at? It's like this game is actually so bugged out. I think I understand. I'm looking at the bottom of the casting, like the plaster casting frame.
We can't use
No. What the hell is that
We
then?
can't use. Ward Brown's first rule. It all comes down to shoe prints.
Like, what is this? If I can't look at it again.
Vic's blood. This is where the EMTs picked up the body. It's pretty common to have bleeding from the mouth in an alcohol poisoning. No need to sample it.
No need to sample it? I mean, that sounds like lazy police work to me. I would sample it, but it's not letting me. Zoom in on this, like, is this patch of ground here? Okay, this blood, maybe? Well, I'm just, like, gonna comb the entire screen. What? Why is this zoomed in on? It's just nothing? Oh, there we go. Right here. A really small hitbox.
That's not right.
That's not right for this? What do they want me to do? Maybe hit it with the UV? Hit it with the
There's a
luminol? Better card in the deck for that.
Nothing for
Magnifying. Magnetic
You
powder?
shouldn't have.
No. Is it
There's a
infrared?
better card in.
Better card in the deck for that.
Nothing here.
Nothing here.
That's not right. Nothing here. We can't use...
Adhesive specimen mount.
There's a better...
Dust.
We can't... There's a better... We can't... Yeah,
What?
in this town it's better to be lucky than smart.
Wait, what did I just pick up?
A fly must have dropped her eggs on
A
the Vic's
fly
blood.
must have dropped her
We're getting
eggs on the
closer to
Vic's
time of
blood.
death.
What the fuck? Did you... That didn't look any different. I wonder if there's just an image missing. I really can't trust this game anymore. Like, is there some kind of graphic that's supposed to be there that isn't? Or what? Because, like, literally what? How? Just making sure I'm not missing anything, since you can still zoom in on this for some reason. Usually if you can still zoom in on something, that means there is still something. I think we might be actually done here, though. Yeah, we're done here.
Disruption and the dust could be important. That's not right. This is kind of out of place, you think? Not as dusty as everything else.
Like, dust the handle for prints? Yeah, there we go. Can I? Yeah, right. Or was that right here? We get to these, like, for some reason now the fingerprint, like, it just looks jank. Like, what is, there's a rectangle around it.
Seatback looks really weathered.
I really don't know if I've done something to make the game be this broken.
That's not... We can't... There's a better... There's a
I
better...
just take the whole chair.
That's not... There's nothing... We can't... Well,
Oh, there
this
we
little
go.
number rolled a long way.
So I guess that was a different hospital that this thing is from. Something like that. Obligatory check the ceiling because gamers never look up. I am gamers. Oh, hang on. Missed another piece of broken glass. Not really sure how suspicious it is that there's broken glass in here, but we'll take it as evidence anyway. Well, hopefully that's pretty much everything. It probably isn't. There's probably more.
We're with the crime lab and we need to speak with the manager.
I'm the manager and owner, Marcus Vanderheyden. Is there a problem?
There's no problem. We just have some questions. Background on the investigation.
Or always a pleasure to be of service to law enforcement.
Yeah, he's doing his best sus voice.
Oh
Or
my,
maybe he's just
humorous
French, but to me he
It's a
sounds
house
kind of
specialty.
suspicious.
Not always on the menu, you understand. But patrons flock here for it, when it's available.
This guy is
You'll have to
prime
be
suspect
much
number
more
1
specific.
right now.
Would you mind keeping your voice down, officer? It's a terrible problem that I frankly can't seem to do anything about. I've called you people dozens of times, and while I know you can't be everywhere
I think
at once,
probably he was
these-
killed.
these
Also, the background is chopped up and
This
busted.
human refuse.
But I
Frequent
think
fire
that
aliens of dumpsters like a buffet line. This kind of thing, you understand, makes my patron
I think he was
gross.
probably killed in the alley behind the restaurant and
word
then
that
wheeled in the
50 rappers I
wheelchair
could.
to where the body
Watch
was
this, my
placed.
These lowlifes are always lurking about back there, and as you might imagine, my relationship with any one of them is limited to chasing them the hell away. I wouldn't know one from the other.
Yo,
Interchangeable
thanks for the
with-
34 months, Rockstar. I appreciate it a ton.
We have an exclusive
Appreciate it a ton. I hope
deal
you are
and as much
doing
as I would like to
fantastic.
give, I must protect their privacy. No, I cannot do that.
I must protect the privacy of people who ordered white truffle at our restaurant. Like, look at this shit. Look at the rectangle around him. Like, it's completely borked. It's just wrong. The rectangle around everyone is completely borked. Look at him. Why is the game like this?
Well, it may be a fine restaurant, but this is one rank alley. It's gotta be a better place for a guy down
Like, did
there
I
to
do
find a
something?
meal.
Look at this. It... It's just completely like, gee, I wonder what I have to click on. Honestly, this is an improvement. I can actually see where to click.
Truffle special, grilled eggplant pasta. Truffle special with a baked Alaska dessert. Leftovers. Someone hungry.
What am I
about
even
to
looking
find
at?
this
Like, is this even... What the fuck is this? I guess I'm taking it. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm doing anything to try to force a resolution change or anything like that. Maybe if I played in 480i, it just wouldn't be like this. Maybe I should try that, putting it in 480i. Oh,
torn cloth. Someone must have got snagged hopping the fence. Try use.
That's all I...
alright, to the lab. But it's like, not all of the game is this messed up. It's just becoming more and more broken as we play through it. Like, early on, it was just like, hey, look, you can kind of see the seam when I pan around on the panorama. You can kind of see where the loop is. That's interesting. And now it's just like, gee, that's fucked up. This looks completely broken. Like, it's really deteriorated.
Hey, I scanned that print into the computer for you. Shoe prints.
Yeah, Greg has no insight on any of this. He just says,
Walk over to
it's
the
in the
computer.
computer. He has like 30 different lines of saying that it's in the computer.
Mostly water, but also alcohol, vodka, distinctive formulation.
It's gonna be, what is it, Wakeman or whatever they said?
Leroy Banks
No.
Premium.
I've seen that stuff. $6 a bottle. Definitely for the budget.
No, never heard of it.
I've done it.
I was gonna ask when there's
So
more
we know
people
somebody
around,
ordered
so I
that
get
telltale
more
asparagus
good
omelet,
opinions.
only we don't know who.
Anyone here got any good video game recommendations?
Nothing.
I was thinking about playing a video game, but I don't know what to do.
Denim fabric. Found blood on it. I've thermocycled it and dropped the chromosome map into the computer. table scraps, but high-end ones.
Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I actually have that on Steam. I tried playing that once, but the intro section was really not promising, and I dropped it after like half an hour or something. I did not play very much Enslaved Odyssey to the West.
The image enhancement and microscopy equipment is where that's going. Can't think of much.
Is this gonna be the same?
Don't quite have a
No. No result found on that as well. Does the shoe print match the shoe print?
Don't
No.
quite have a match there. Check the...
You know, I wasn't thinking DS. Maybe I should play a DS game.
Devil's
It's
in the
been
detail.
a very long time since I played a DS
Don't
game.
quite have a match there. Check the loop.
Not that one though, I've already played that before.
Devil's in the... Devil's in...
They all look pretty much the same to me, like their shapes are different, but...
Devil's...
Okay, so we don't have a match on that. The discarded food. Can we like get the DNA
Can't
from
think
it
of
or
much more.
something?
Need something?
Spirit tracks? Hell no. No Zelda.
Well, we know it's from Grace Memorial Hospital in Seattle, but we could use something more distinguishing. Hard to get a history on it otherwise.
Hey,
Let's see. Maybe... I'm probably just missing
all
evidence. I'm probably just missing evidence.
Might be able to help you.
Yeah, we're going straight to the...
Got nothing for you right.
Can I determine the origin of the wheelchair? Didn't I? Is there anything more to learn from the broken bottle Oh, I probably have to combine the broken bottle fragments. Hang on. I think that technically I haven't asked the question, so it's okay. And I can just like that doesn't count against me because I technically didn't ask. Hold up, gotta go to the lab.
hey.
There we go. They fit together.
That's not...
Can we get, like, prints off it? I bet we can get prints off it now. Because, like, half the print was on one half, and yeah, half the print was on the other.
Even when you add up 1 + 1, we still come up a partial.
Can't think of much more to tell you about that.
Well, I mean, can you put the... It's a fingerprint. What do you mean can't tell me much about that? It's a fingerprint. Put it in the system. I know it's a partial, but it's better than nothing. Maybe we need to add more glass.
The blood, the wheelchair. Our Vic was wheeled over here and dumped. Damn, that's cold.
Hypnospace Outlaw. You know, I like a bunch of years back when that came out. It came out like a couple of years ago. PMC did a stream of it, and it looked pretty good. He played through it. And I didn't see much other than that it's got that whole, like, yeah, it's got that whole thing going on. And I did see the other day that it was on Game Pass. I was just kind of like scrolling Game Pass, looking to see if there's anything decent on there. Maybe I should play that. There's got to be more about this, right? But I've kind of scanned the entire screen. Wondering if there's another piece of glass. But yeah, definitely looking for something very different from looking to play something that is not a 6th gen game. Because I basically just stream games from the early to mid 2000s all day, for years. And I really don't play that much other than that anymore. Maybe I'll do Hypnospace Outlaw. See? See the rectangle around this guy too.
Might be able to help you. Got nothing for you.
How can I determine the origin of the wheelchair? Well, I mean, we used the UV thing on it, and it... Was that evidence? The UV thing? We did use... Like, I can't zoom in on it again, so I think maybe...
Needs... Get serious.
We don't have a location yet. Several Xbox reviews for this game mention the visual bugs. Okay, so the Xbox version, at least the Xbox version, is actually just like this. There's blood on this fragment. Maybe we go get DNA off it. Maybe we get DNA off the food. I need to be thinking along these lines. My brain is still in case 1 through 5 mode, where this sort of thing is not a thing. We're gonna get like the cow's DNA, whatever animal this is.
That's not...
Oh, apparently it's that. Yeah, it's like ribs. What did you think it was?
Diphacinone, a highly toxic rodenticide. Rat poison. But somebody sprinkled it on, wasn't mixed in.
You mean someone's out to get homeless people?
Nice, huh? The rat here is the one sprinkling on poison like it's seasoning. Warwick, these are human beings, people in trouble, and some restaurant owner's going to just get rid of them like they're an infestation because they're bad for business?
I hear you. This guy's starting to really rub me the wrong way.
I think it's time we get a warrant. This guy rat poisoned the food in his dumpster. There's no way that we can get the warrant.
Just not enough yet.
Yeah, no.
Keep at him about these...
To me, that's enough, but I don't know.
That's all
I guess I'm not a cop. And And this we can be pretty confident that there's nothing else here because we saw the rectangles around everything. Huh. Origin of the wheelchair. How can I determine the origin of the wheelchair? And is there anything more to learn from the broken bottle fragment? Determine the origin of the wheelchair. I mean, we kind of already did that.
Yes. I've done it. I've done every. Nothing. No.
These still have the tags on them, but I'm pretty sure we did this, right? Yeah, we totally did this and got nothing. The shoe prints don't match. I mean, maybe, can we like search shoe print in database? Oh, okay, here's something that I'm missing.
Looks like you got a match. Pretty consistent with the size 11. Though prints from mud can be misleading.
Alright, so he's got tough tread bruisers. Oh, who's making a shoe called the Bruiser? A shoe designed for kicking people. Looking like a match to me. How is that not a match? Look at this. Oh, well, okay, it's not a match. You're right. You're right, CSI. It's actually not. Maybe we go ask the chef guy. Hey, tell me about your shoes. What kind of shoes are those? No? Okay.
Might be able to help.
Oh, now we've got extra. How can I identify the owner of the shoe print from the asylum? Is there anything more to learn? What are those? Ask him about his shoes. Is there anything more to learn from the broken bottle fragment still? This game is so messed up, Theo, like visually. I think it might actually be possessed by a demon.
What's up?
Hang on. Where's my evidence? Assembled bottle fragment view. There might just be more. There's totally another... There's another piece of the bottle, 100%. I haven't played Fatal Frame yet. I don't know. I don't know what happens at all in that game, other than that you take pictures of ghosts. I'm sure the CSI crew would be able to do it. I have faith in them. Is there something just like in the indistinct void back here? Or, oh, okay. Can't make out this number, but it's etched in the metal. What? I have no idea what I just investigated.
It might destroy the image altogether. Any ideas?
Acid? Do I even have that with me? Ah, good idea.
Microcell makes a good negative mold.
That's some kind of detail that was on... I think that was like on this pole. Like that part of the wheelchair. I don't know, Theo. That game's been in like 4 polls or something. It keeps happening.
What's up? Microcell mold of an impression. Clever. Ran a few processes, enhanced it further, reversed it, and voila! Serial number SN21003.
Alright, now we ask Jim.
What's up?
SN, whatever.
check. Yeah, here it is. Gotta love the net. Sold at a public sale at a cancer clinic about a year ago. No name, though. Hey, lots of people wear shoes, criminals and otherwise. You'll need more than a shoe print to narrow the field.
Jim, if only you knew. You do not gotta love the net. Can I go to the cancer place? Or is he just gonna be unhelpful? Does that get us nowhere?
Forget some. Diphacinone? Manufacturers are required by law to incorporate an indicator dye to help identify it in the organs and bloodstream if the pesticide has been... I found no traces of that or the poison itself
Cut that
in the
sentence
body.
off.
However, there are ways to mask traces
Okay.
of poison, and this victim certainly shares many of the same characteristics that you'd find with a poisoning death. Not that I could find. Fluid was lost from the victim, though. That could attract some blowflies anywhere the body has recently been.
That's all.
Oh. Jim, anything for me? Warrant, suspect,
Vander
restaurant
Hellen's
owner?
food was
Yeah,
in the
there we
victim's
go.
Stomach, and he's got a real thing about the riffraff in his alley. Okay, so we couldn't actually find poison in the victim's system, but still, he's got an axe to grind. Let's bring in Mr. Warmth.
On occasion. As the manager, I from time to time take the garbage out. I'm not sure I'd say often. It's my property. Is taking security precautions a crime in this country now? What control do I have over what happens behind my restaurant when I'm not present? If some scavenger ate something he shouldn't and met an unfortunate end accordingly...
This guy is so guilty.
What fault is that of mine? I have my free will, and he has had his.
Like, okay, Vlad Dracula, like fucking, like what the hell? And he has had his. Like, you should just do like an evil laugh after that. Might as well.
All restaurants, even the finest, and ours is certainly one, have problems with vermin.
Yeah, he's
You
way
had
too
your problems,
obvious.
Right, with infestation.
Also, there
Name
was
of homeless guys
there was a
trying to
high
find
heel
crust of
shoe
bread,
print.
scrap of
There's
meat.
a
So you
mysterious
sprinkled
high
that
heel
with
shoe
all over
print that we
your
got
carbs like
from
you would season
somewhere.
stew. The
So
homeless victim came sniffing. And your generosity met his hunger and contributed to the man's death.
Look, even if I admitted to doing what you said, which keep in mind I haven't, there's no way I'd use enough poison to kill somebody. Just a light sprinkle here and there to keep the vermin away. That's all.
Well, you could bet we'll be in touch if any other homeless come in with as much as a stomach ache. Oh, and you're still on our suspect list.
Why not? I'm not guilty of a thing except trying to run a spick and span establishment.
he's probably not guilty of a thing
I have
other
no
than
objection. Glad to
the spick and
cooperate.
span
I'm a
establishment. I
respectable
agree with that
citizen, and you're
actually.
wrong about me.
It's gonna be the high heel shoe person, whoever that is.
What's up? Hey, I scanned that.
Unless this is his fingerprint on the broken glass bottle.
I amplified and.
Does this match this? It better not. It doesn't.
Well, it's not Vander
Okay.
Hellen's prints on the wheelchair.
We got our Marcus Vander Hellen. We got, is it yours?
Don't quite have...
No. That, Still didn't really get us anywhere.
Need some...
Might be able to help. Got nothing for you.
This is what we have to do. Learn more from the broken bottle fragment and identify the owner of the shoe print.
Might be able to help.
Hey. Nothing new to report.
Like, get this in the computer. What is this? Why is there still... It doesn't have the yellow tag.
I've done.
This is just this. There he is. Very cool. We really haven't used the microscope too much. It's been used for like 3 things this entire game, I think, and that's like it.
Yes.
Yes.
You got...
Maybe we'll find glass like in him. Yeah, there we go. I missed something here.
You're close.
I'm close.
That's not right. Try using... There's a better...
There's a card in the deck for that.
That's not... Something.
Just take his pants? What do they want from
If
me?
you don't tell Grissom, I'll share a guess.
Oh,
with
there
you.
we go. How
The
did I
nose
not try
test
that?
Says that's your standard issue garden variety vomit. Involuntary contractions cause the stomach to spew its contents up the esophagus. Lots of ways that reflex can be triggered. From a finger down the throat, to flu, to feelings of guilt.
Okay. Can still zoom in on this.
What's up? Not the most fun I've had today. That was vomit, thank you very much, delicately laced with asparagus and scrambled egg. Asparagus.
Asparagus from
Traces
the
of DNA
from
lining of the
that.
digestive tract, faint but not something Greg Sanders is likely to miss, which I've amplified into full profile. Oh, and sometimes DNA traces.
Thanks for the reconstruction. I really needed to see the inside of that guy's stomach. It really helped a lot. We have no matches.
Not quite a match.
Does he have the same DNA as Van der Helen? It kind of looks like he does, to be honest with you. That looks like the same DNA to me. Why do they match, like, visually, but then they just say they don't match?
I've done.
Might be able to help. Got nothing.
I'm just gonna ask.
Fragments can contain important trace evidence. You should check them. The asylum is a haven for a lot of people. Criminals.
Okay, so there's probably still more evidence at the asylum. That's like gonna be what it is. Yeah, I really can't trust the visuals of this game at all. Just because something looks the same doesn't mean it's actually going to be the same, and just because something looks different doesn't mean it's actually going to be different. You really can't though, like this game is super messed up. There's something like in that sink on the wall? No.
Looks like
Oh,
fresh paint over here.
okay. It was this. Apparently that's fresh paint. And, I mean, it looked like blood stains on the wall there, but I guess not. Alright, well, back to the lab. I don't see how the fresh paint is gonna change anything, but back to the lab.
The paint, which I put through a thin layer chromatographic analysis, separating the organic compounds, is consistent with canned spray paint. A few different graffiti crews like to get creative with this stuff.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Like, how is that gonna help me solve the case? Like, correct, there are spray paints. Oh, here we go.
The graffiti plus those tough tread bruiser prints? Yeah, I know those graffiti punks. Try the bloody core. You should go check their hangout. You got it. That's a good solid lead. Make our entrepreneur pal look it up for you. Yeah, let's...
Reluctantly, I will honor your warrant and pray that you will remain discreet.
Like, it's not like you're running, like, you own a restaurant, dude. It's not that, like, oh, the privacy of my clientele is, you know, of the utmost importance to me. Like, dude, you own a restaurant. Like, what? Taking it a bit too seriously.
Hey. With the credit card info, you should be able to track the person's identity on the computer. I've set up a search for you.
Got a hit. J.J. Thomas. Address and everything.
Alright, we've got new locations.
Please come in. May I help you?
We're with the crime lab. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Yes, it is. It's the home of J.J. Thomas. And I'm Claire Thomas, his daughter. If you're here to see my father, I'm afraid he passed away recently.
We're sorry for your loss, Miss Thomas.
Alright, it was
What's this
her.
about, officers?
It's just a routine matter, but we could use your input.
Certainly. Bravely. He'd been fighting a long battle with lung cancer, and that's a war you just can't win. I hope I can help you, but I'm not really at my best at the moment. I was close to my father. I'm an only child, and my mother died when I was 5. Daddy was really all the family I had, and now I'm just sorting through things, putting a lifetime into boxes. I'm a little confused and just barely keeping it together. So, if we
Hey,
could make
producer.
this short, I'd be grateful.
No problem. We just have a few questions.
Yes, while I settle the estate. This was my father's winter residence. The rainy weather in Seattle was hard on him. Last year, when he got worse, he moved here permanently, and I stayed in Seattle. I understand that you're just doing your job, but I'm afraid as vague as you've been, I can't see cooperating to that extent. Not when I'm under this kind of pressure. Maybe later if you can make the reasons for this intrusion a little more clear. From time to time, I'm his executor and sole heir, and I'm cleared to put charges on the corporate card. Why, yes I did. Just the other night, actually. Now this is embarrassing. Well, I guess you won't be surprised if I say I've been an emotional train wreck since Daddy died, and frankly, I've been lonely as hell. And I met a man at the casino lounge the other day. Well, that's an odd question. I'll have to think. I had an asparagus omelet, which is a favorite of mine. Really, I don't remember exactly what my friend had. Frankly, he was nice enough, but awfully bland.
And we can't look around. Oh, sure we can. Hang on. There's like a... Can we not... I mean... Can I not have that? That's him in the picture, maybe.
I don't have any...
Nothing else to say. Alright, cool.
Wow, and I thought Sanders' crib was a mess.
Maybe we can like UV this. No, maybe we'll just take it.
Blank.
Yes.
Could be useful anyway.
Is that it? No, not even close. Get fingerprints off the pool cue? Maybe? No. That really seems like that would be a thing, but I guess not.
It's a bad habit, but good evidence.
Just gonna go ahead and check everything since, I don't know. Kinda seems like it's probably nothing then. I think we're good back there.
Might be able to help you.
And I can't pan it around, so that's all I got.
Yeah.
I don't really see how this case is coming together at all. I feel like we're pulling at a lot of unrelated threads right now.
I was able to amplify it enough for a profile, waiting for you in the computer. And we have a match. Same exact paint batch as that stuff swabbed at the Laughing Academy.
Piece of paper?
Electrostatic imprint lifter shows us what was on the previous page. Handwritten, pawn shop, Ogden and 4th.
Alright, new location. DNA. Oh, it's gonna be that the rings that were taken off the guy were pawned. No result found for that, but maybe match here? No. 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 And also no. Okay. So, cigarette butt DNA. Who knows what's up with that? We're going to the Pawn Stars pawn shop.
This looks like the paper
That's in
we
Las
analyzed.
Vegas. This could be the
Same
one.
handwriting, same address.
Cigarette, that's gonna match. That's gonna match. No. I don't think so.
Open 24 hours, except when we arrive. Typical.
My dad was really obsessed with that show. For some reason, we were in Las Vegas, and he made me go to the Pawn Stars, the Pawn Stars store with him. He really wanted to see it.
What's up?
Let's see. Now we've got the second cigarette. They're gonna match. Not only did he make me go to that store with him, but so if anyone's familiar with the show,
Probably waiting for the pawn shop to open, which should be
there's
around
like the, you know, he brings in experts for things. Like if someone brings in an old book, then the Pawn Stars guy will bring in his old book expert, and he has a number of different oddly specific experts. And I had to go around Las Vegas with him to different places where the experts are. We went to the old guitar experts store. We went to the old book experts store. I think there were one or two others as well. We had the full Pawn Stars tour. So what does that get me? Maybe now if I go back to, yeah, the old book expert place was cool. It's like a store that had, like, just like very old books. I mean, yeah, but it was an old bookstore. Had a lot of cool old stuff in it. Maybe I can just get a warrant? There's no way I can get a warrant. But this is weird. Like, what am I missing? I'm just gonna scan this entire screen. Yo, hey ID. I give up. I'm asking you. Evidence? Anything more to learn from the spray? Of course. Of course. Good one. Good thinking, partner. Gotta view. No. Gotta go to the lab for this.
Yes.
Y. A. How do I scan this thing?
That's not right.
Dust it for prints. No. Oh, wait, yes.
It's just a partial.
Did we actually do well in that quiz? So I attempted to do the quiz by myself. I couldn't do it. The quiz was too hard.
Can't think of.
But it's just a partial. Well, can we like combine it? Like, can I somehow combine... Oh, combined a fingerprint, asylum, and gang hideout. How did that happen?
That print has been scanned.
That's what I
into
was
the
trying to
computer
do,
for you.
but... Combined fingerprint is the same as the no, it's not. Is the same as the no, it's also not that. Well, maybe we can just search it. Hang on, combined fingerprint. Maybe there'll just be a match in the database. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, a real lead. Let's track Sid down and see how vicious he is.
Good one. Shoe size 11 as well. He's gonna have the Possible affiliation with a car stereo theft ring. Yeah, this dude 100% did it.
Yeah?
Or like, maybe not, but this dude, he has the shoes. He was at the scene of the crime. He probably did it. Yeah, there he
What are
is.
you looking at?
No, it's some guy named
Chill,
Richard.
nobody. What's yours?
Work Brown, crime lab. You willing to answer a few questions?
Yo, hey crazy.
Not unless you got a good reason to. So what if I am?
Oh, wait. Then why is his subtitle say Richard? What? If his name is Lane Jackson.
Member. Do I look like a
Richard?
member of
Who the fuck
anything?
is Richard?
That's it. That's all I got for you. That.
Yeah, this guy, a turbo sus.
That's it.
He's even got the shoes for it. Can I just like instantly get a warrant
Yeah?
for this guy? Suspect. Suspicious
You could determine
thug.
time of death. We could see if this guy's got an alibi that checks out.
Come on, he didn't tell us anything.
A stronger link between... You don't have enough reason.
Man, okay.
Might be able to...
Please give me a hint about this case.
The spray can you collect, bottle fragments can...
I already
Got
did that.
nothing
I
for you
did
right
the...
now, partner. Got nothing.
He's basically got no hints for me. We did combine the fingerprints.
Hey. Nothing. I've done everything.
The fingerprint on this is still a mystery, which really heavily implies... Well, where did I get this other shoe print? Okay, yeah, they both did it. They both did it. This shoe print was also found at the scene of the crime. And that's gonna be her shoe print. Her fingerprints are on the chair, the wheelchair. She did that shit, and he was there too. That's what happened. I don't know how fun the game is. I really don't think restaurant
Yeah, let's see
owner
if
is
you-
gonna have anything for me.
Miss
Oh, he does.
Thomas, certainly. Lovely young woman. She's the daughter of the late J.J. Thomas. Very distinguished industrialist.
The game is
Ordered her
like
favorite, asparagus omelet.
not.
She was dining with a slender man.
I don't know.
About 5 foot
It just
10,
like
5'11",
it's a lot of pixel hunting
Perhaps
and a lot
around
of like weird
40,
triggers.
35 years of age.
And it's just like,
He
I think
behaved
that
himself,
stuff kind of
but he
ruins it. A lot of the mysteries in the earlier
out of
parts of the
place.
game were like too short and simple.
At ease. An odd choice for a dining companion for the likes of Miss Thomas.
I really don't feel like I'm like using my brain, you know? I'm not like I'm not like, oh, I think it's this. Let me
Yeah?
test this or try this
let's
or
see.
whatever. Like I don't, you know.
If you could determine reasons, not hunches. I need more than...
It just feels like it's sort of lacking in real investigation beyond, have you clicked every pixel of this screen? Have you asked everyone everything? And then something will just maybe work.
I don't have...
No case about a video game dev yet, but we're only on case 2 of Dark
That's it.
Motives, it's called. This is only Dark Motives case 2.
Might be able to help. Got nothing. Got nothing. Got nothing.
I mean, we combined the fingerprint from the... We did that. somehow. I feel like I didn't do it, but suddenly it appeared in my inventory.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't what you do. I'm not sure what they want from me. Yeah, I think that's like a being true to the show thing. Like, no evidence escapes the eye of Greg. Greg has to do all the work. He's the guy, so obviously we give Greg the evidence, even though it just like adds a whole bunch of extra menus to this game. I'm checking game facts, dude. There's just some weird shit going on. I don't know. Let's see. Where are you? Dark motives. Here we go. Case 2, G0320. Crumpled note. Hang on. We're missing a piece of evidence from the pawn shop. Examine the wait, no, I did that. Oh, here we go. I just never picked this up. I thought I did that. Okay, well there's just a piece of evidence that was remarked on that I then didn't even bother picking up because I thought I already did.
Hey.
Can't
think of much more to...
What? Well, what is it? Hang on. Crumpled note. What's it say? Pawn shop. Oh yeah, that's just that. How does that... why is this piece of evidence even... We already knew that this note... And then here he is. Like, it's not... This isn't evidence. I don't... This is just not evidence. Can I go into the pawn shop? No. Okay, I don't know what that got me. Drag and drop crumpled note on Greg. Didn't I drag and drop the crumpled note on Greg and he just said he had nothing for me? Hang on.
What's up? Nothing new.
Nothing new to report on that.
I've done everything.
Done everything I can think of with that. DNA, we matched these. There we go, confirm match. Apparently you can just go into the pawn shop, it seems to be saying. On the right, pick up the ring with the gloves. Oh, here we go. This is another one. Like, literally, like, oh, you didn't think to investigate this extremely small area where the cursor lights up, where there's visibly literally nothing? Okay, well, then you wouldn't find this ring that's on the ground here. It's just like...
Pretty grimy.
Like, what the hell?
Family crest.
Hey. Nothing.
Nothing to report on this random jacket.
Found a gold ring under the gunk and grime. This crest on it would have made it hard to pawn. Pretty small, size 5.
Okay, probably... That's probably JJ's ring. That's definitely the victim's ring. Where are you? There you are.
I don't...
No.
What if I did? It's junk. It's a piece of crap. I was done with it and I threw it away. Wear it yourself means so much to you. That's it.
This guy, he has the victim's ring. He has the victim's ring.
Forget something. Based on my measurements, it looks like a size 5.
And he admitted to it. He basically is just admitting to the crime and then being like, yeah, what of it? You got nothing on me. It's like, come on, dude.
Measured him at 5'9" and some change.
Surely that's enough for a warrant, right?
If you could determine
Time
Yeah,
of
let's see if
death.
your
God
suspect
damn
has
it.
any-
Wait, did you say you
that
had
all?
something? No.
Not enough. Yeah,
Not enough
Is that
yet.
I need more.
No.
I don't have...
You got nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. This is the, What am I looking at? It's hair from the... And then that is gonna be... That's gonna match that. Yeah, it's... Uh-huh. It's not all coming together, but it's kind of all coming together.
Pretty fancy meal for somebody to upchuck on such a scroungy jacket. The ever popular asparagus omelet? Brie cheese. Light on the DNA though, not enough to amplify for the computer.
I have no idea what I'm
One
doing.
of the things we look at on human hair is the medullary index, the ratio of the diameter of the medulla to the shaft. But the index on the one you found is quite high, suggesting a different animal. Judging by the scale pattern, I'd guess a cute little kitty. You might be able to determine the species by comparing it under the microscope to known samples.
Can I please just sample your cat hair? It's right there, dude. It's right there. Why can't I sample it? Do I really need a warrant for this cat hair? It's completely out in the open. Can I have a warrant?
You don't have enough.
Please, come on. I saw the cat hair. I saw the cat hair. How is that not enough?
I
Do
don't
you
have...
own a cat? No, can't ask. Nobody here. Are you a cat? Or are
I
you
don't
at the
keep track of
asylum?
petty details. I'll have to check my day planner.
Really just
You were at
like
the asylum. It's where you and your graffiti pals practice.
yelling at this game.
You threw that ring away because they asked
Trying
you
to
too
get
many
it to
questions
like
about it
let
at the
me
pawn
progress.
shop. Or maybe you saw the cops in the neighborhood. Oh, and I think maybe you killed a man.
Go to hell. I didn't kill anybody. I found an old jacket. I found a crummy ring. So sue me.
You found them all right. You found them on the man you killed.
Screw you. Hey, look. Back off. I've been in the slammer, okay? And I just went back to the old hang. Only nobody was around. Well, there was this dude. I thought he was sleeping at first. He was all sprawled out, looking weird. He looked dead. And damn, he was dead. So what the
And
hell?
damn,
Help myself
he
to some
was
stuff.
dead.
Wore a ring, huh? Now I'll tell you how I see it going down. You went back to your old hangout, all right. But your old buds weren't around. Just a homeless guy, minding his business. Only you needed a jacket, and you saw that ring. Held him down, poured that stuff down his throat, killing him. And then, like you said, you helped yourself.
Sure that was cold, but life is cold. And dude didn't look like he needed a jacket anymore. No way, man. No frickin' way. Look, I'm no prize, but I don't kill guys for anything. Let alone some scuzzy jacket, tarnished old ring, or whatever. I told you, in Stir. Prison.
Yeah, we'll check into that.
Yeah?
How can I check into that?
We can't. I need. Looking at your case file. Yeah, let's see.
The restaurant owner is just done. How How do we determine the time of death? I feel like that's still an ongoing
Forget-
issue,
You got...
is the time of death thing. Because we can't confirm the guy's alibi until we have that.
What's up?
I don't have...
That's it.
Alright, I'm stuck again. Can I have a hint?
Might be able to...
Or anything more to learn from the spray can? From the broken bot? Like, how is that still present here? How are those still options? Or is there to learn?
Cats constantly shed fur. Maybe it left more elsewhere.
What?
Take a look at it. See if you can find any... Cats constant...
Any significance of the what does that mean? Cats shed fur, look at the... What does that have to do with the ring?
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely like the... We've got no DNA to look up there. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, sample of hair. Wait, I did that. Uh-oh. I didn't realize that we could do this.
Singapore.
There.
It's a rare breed. Is that a rich guy's pet?
Maybe now, if we go here, we can ask her about the cat.
Yes, he did. You do come up with things, officers. She's around here, somewhere.
Maybe now I can get the cat hair? No. Did that change anything?
Yeah? Well, that's easy enough to check. Oh yes, several to choose from. 7 through Nevada, but only 1 here in the city. Registered to a J.J. Thomas, Suite 3700, North Meadows Condos.
Wait, is that gonna... No, yeah, that's just
I don't have...
confirmed. Cat confirmed. We already knew that, though. Maybe now we can get
Yeah.
the warrant to
She ate the
investigate?
omelet.
Yes,
The
finally.
cat's hair is on the jacket. So let's see if she's hiding anything else.
Finally.
Some routine matter? Look, I've been honest with you. All right, go on, go ahead. But make it quick. And please don't disrupt the things I'm sorting. There's so much work here with the estate.
Wakeman vodka. That's the victim's brand.
We couldn't look at the box until I had a warrant. We didn't even need anything in the box. It was just the print on the outside of the box. You'd have to pretend that I didn't see that otherwise.
It's a burned document.
What? And now it's back. Sure. Sure game.
Look, on his tie. Well, that's familiar. Remember the crest on the ring we found?
Nah, he's not holding the cat. That's just him holding up like a, I don't know, the thing from Men in Black that erases memories. What is he holding? Like a fountain pen? What is... Maybe?
I don't have...
Hey,
27 GameCube games you want to see on Switch 2 NSO? Yo, post the list. Shocker, it's the exact same hair.
Same
Whoa. They did say Kurin squash. Yeah. They would have to translate it, of course, but yeah. They would not do Animal Crossing. That's wrong. Billy Hatcher could happen. Burnout 2 would be pointless. Donkey Konga would be pointless, and there's no bongos. Jungle Beat, again, pointless. Doshin, hell yeah. Eternal Darkness, that would be a good pick. Killer 7, good pick. Kirby Air Ride, good pick. Probably not happening to compete, since they don't want to compete with themselves on the new one. Kurin, sure. Mario Kart, probably happening. Mario Golf, probably happening. Twin Snakes would be cool. Need for Speed Most Wanted, probably not happening. Nintendo Puzzle Collection, boo. Boo. Second Sight, boo. SA2B, man, if they were just giving out free SA2B, that'd be sick. Star Fox Adventures could happen. That would be big if it did. But I think that doesn't, I think there's some, I think like GoldenEye is on Switch 1 NSO, right? So maybe it would be like on that level. Rogue Squadron 2, that game sucks. Melee, LOL, not happening. Four Swords Adventures, also not happening. Hit and Run, no. Time Splitters 2, no. Wario World, probably happening. Wave Race, probably happening. Joe, probably not happening. I mean, pretty solid list. Pretty solid list. A lot of that is just not happening, but you know, just the fact that GameCube is going to be on there at all is pretty sick, to be honest.
couldn't restore the whole deal, but I did stabilize some of the burned paper enough to tell this is, or was, a private investigator's report, commissioned by the late J.J. Thomas himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a warrant for the arrest of Claire Thomas. Come on. I have a reason. She's sus. Officer, she's sus. Bring her in.
What's up?
I don't have it.
Might be able to help you. Take a look at it.
Find trace evidence on the jacket still, maybe? I feel like those other two options are just bugged out at this point. We are far beyond the spray can. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Let's see. What are we doing? I had some piece of evidence to look at. Oh yeah, jacket. We'll just cover the jacket some more and see if something pops up. No. Okay. I give up again. Ah, okay. That's what we're missing. Right here. Can't you see it? Right here. There's clearly evidence right there. Of course. How could I have missed it?
Here's something grisly.
There it is.
Blowfly larva. Body fluids could have been cleaned up, but not before this little guy got himself out of the way. Little fella might be our new best friend.
Cool. Now we bring it back here. We compare to the other one. We bring her in. She
What's up?
admits that she did that shit, and then we're done with the
It's
case.
pretty mangled, so there's no point popping it under the microscope. But here's the good news. We tried a new technique for analyzing blowfly contents.
What?
And guess what we found? DNA.
DNA there. Matching the victim's DNA. Probably. No. Wait, yes. They didn't look like they matched, but I guess they did. Which means now we can totally get a warrant for Claire
spent time
Thomas.
with our victim
Exactly.
Right around the time he was killed, and she had her dead father's wheelchair to cart a corpse around.
Abandoned what? I don't think so. You
I do
people
think
are
so.
completely out of your minds, though, so I can see how an insane asylum might fit in.
Yeah, I love to hit the police with a sick burn when they've got me in the interrogation
I
room.
have
That's
no
the perfect
idea.
time to do
He
that.
hasn't needed it much since his death. I would imagine I don't have much choice. Why not?
Yeah. Hey,
Kind of wish this guy were sitting like closer to the center of the screen so I didn't have to drag everything over to him. You know? Claire Thomas. This is gonna be a big match. Yup, there we go.
Claire
Match
handled that
found.
wheelchair all right.
Claire handled the wheelchair. A recent court case where a judge ruled someone could not have been drunk because the burns they made on the cop were too sick. That's bullshit, but I believe it.
Don't quite have a match there. Don't quite have...
Who the hell? Whose DNA is on the cloth fragment?
Quite a...
Whose DNA is this?
Don't quite have...
Whose DNA is that?
Need... Yeah,
I don't have any.
Yeah. What's up?
Apparently...
yes.
Wait, what is handlebar fingerprint? match Marcus's fingerprints to the handlebar fingerprint. What handlebar? You search Marcus's DNA. This seems weird. What does this have to do with anything? To the pant leg. And Claire to the pant leg.
Claire Thomas.
Alright, that's I think what I was missing was that. And now we can get her.
Yeah, let's...
Lying? Why would I lie to you? All I did was have dinner with a guy who turns out to have been homeless.
You really have to
He
build the
wasn't
case.
dressed
Like,
a
even if
homeless
you
man
find
when he
one
struck
piece
up a
of evidence
conversation
that's
with me in
like,
that
okay,
lounge.
so it's you
I'm
then.
sure he wasn't dressed in
Like,
the
this
street
evidence
version
proves
attire
that
when
it's
they dined
you.
together. But you made sure he was back in his rags when the time came.
I already told you. Nothing happened between us.
But, like, you have to... It's like one piece of evidence is not enough to actually continue the game. You have to get, like, systematically go through every piece of evidence where it's like, okay, this one's you, this one's you, this one's you, even though
How
you've
did that
already
asylum
proved
go out of
it.
business with customers like you waiting to
You gotta
get
build
in?
the case.
Hey, roll out all the attitude you want, lady. You were in that asylum. Your fingerprints are on that wheelchair. Your father's wheelchair, which you used to dump the body.
What a stunning piece of evidence. My fingerprints were on my father's wheelchair? However could they have gotten there?
Well then, why don't you tell me
Automod
about
has
your
held a
DNA
message for
got on
reason,
the victim's
race,
clothes?
ethnicity, or
It was in
religion.
your father's condo,
Here's
Claire,
the message.
shortly after you were having dinner with him.
I would play the hell out of CSI style game made
You're
by an
Richard.
insane
You
Japanese
don't know
guy.
anything. You don't know a
Automod
damn
takes
thing.
offense to the
Who is
phrase
he, Claire?
insane
Or who
Japanese
was he?
guy.
Or should I ask, why was your father
I'm gonna
so
allow
intent
it.
to find some homeless nobody? A nobody with your family crest on his ring.
Why don't you come back when you've got your own theory?
Eighth Circuit denies qualified immunity to police officers who argued they had arguable probable cause because it's blah blah blah. But the driver's clever insults of the officer suggested he was not intoxicated. As the district court found, and as the footage shows, Galanakis was moving confidently and directing subtle and not so subtle verbal jabs at Winters in a manner that would have been difficult for an impaired person. That's pretty funny.
All right, all right, all right. My father? I gave my life to him, living the way he wanted me to, going to the schools he chose, taking the courses he picked, working for him, living with him, never marrying. Street rabble. Only by the time my brother turned up, Papa was already dead. I decided to meet him. Size him up. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. We could run the company together and... Well, only when I saw him, he was... this vile, foul-smelling bum.
That ring with your crest? He'd held on to it, no matter how much he might have been tempted to trade it in for a meal or bottle.
He was as sentimental as my father, I guess. Anyway, I cleaned him up before we went out, bought him a nice meal. And I told him I'd even see that he was given a fair settlement, and we'd even see about a position of some kind with the company. I was the chosen one, or I had been.
I was the chosen
He fell
one.
asleep on the couch. He'd had a lot to drink for him. I got on top of him. He was half asleep. But when he woke up, I kept him pinned, and I shoved that vodka down his greedy throat. He almost drowned on it, but I didn't let up. I didn't let up. Then he was dead, and somehow I got the new clothes off him and his awful clothes put back on. And that was when it hit me. What I'd done, what I'd
Wait, why did she
I'd
kill him?
stooped to. And that expensive meal came up, and it was horrible. But I got my act together, and I wheeled him out to the van, over to the asylum, and I just dumped him like the homeless parasite he was. What did he ever amount to anyway?
I see, it was like an
I have
inheritance
unpleasant piece
thing.
of family history I need to share. We tested your DNA, Claire, and we compared it to your so-called half-brother.
What do you mean, so-called?
This
No
whole brother...
chromosomal
What?
match. I spoke to your family attorney, who off the record shared a story with
Wait,
me.
he did?
about
When
your
did Warwick
father's
do that?
first
Was that
wife,
off
Michelle.
screen?
Your
Are you,
father
when
apparently
the fuck did
disinherited
this
your
happen?
half-brother
I didn't...
after
When were they
discovering
brother?
The boy wasn't his
This
own.
brother thing's come
Only
out of
your father
nowhere
had
for me.
regrets. on his deathbed. Blood or no blood, this was the son he'd raised into manhood.
You know, seems every family has a black sheep. Sometimes it's a surprise who that black sheep turns out to be.
Okay, it was that. No, are you kidding me? What was it then? Man, what is sketched above the wall? A skull. What color is Claire's shirt? Are you kidding me? What is it, blue? No, it was orange, isn't it? Which ward of the asylum was the victim's body found in? B? Okay, because there's an arrow pointing to C somewhere else on the wall. What was written on the neon sign? Open 24 hours. It's really funny that they quiz you on, like, extremely irrelevant parts of the case at the end. At 93%, pretty good. Pretty good. Man, these cases are super long. There's no way we're finishing this game today. Dark Motives is like... It's like hardcore, like CSI The Lost Levels type shit compared to the first 5 cases.
We have a multi-million-dollar construction site that has just been shut down, waiting for us. Seems the work crew out there turned over more than just dirt. Specifically, human remains. The bones may be ancient, making this a historic site. Or if not so ancient, a murder. Either way,
Hey,
we
BQ.
need to dig up the truth.
Hey, Sarah Seidel. You're the new recruit tearing up the place, huh? Well, if what we have is old bones, we'll just have to be advisors. What do you say we head to the dig site and get our hands dirty?
Wait, Greg has nothing for me.
Something you want?
You have nothing. You don't even have the body. Why are you here? Why are you here? I figured he had the body.
I've already made a quick background check of the history. There have been a few archaeological finds west and south of the site, southern Paiute Indians. We'll have to identify this as either a potential crime scene or a possible ancient burial ground.
I am Elliot Lansdowne, and I don't appreciate this inconvenience. You people are holding up construction and costing me dearly, every second. As a taxpayer, in all due respect, I'm asking you to move this along quickly, so my men can get back to it.
Yeah, exactly, Ketrov. He's like, I really don't appreciate this. Like, okay, guy who did it.
Just over 2 years, but I've been buying up land for 15. It was obvious the city would keep growing, including in this direction. In the land development business, 2 years isn't long at all, especially when you have to assemble enough parcels to build a casino this size. Anyway, putting together 250 mil of other
Nah,
people's
you know
money
what?
isn't an
I'm just gonna
overnight
call my
affair.
shot right
I
now.
put on my
He has a
share of dog
business
and pony shows
rivalry with
straight
someone
back to the
else who
capital.
dumped the body in order to stop the construction of the casino.
I went through a broker to acquire most of the parcels that make up this site. The owner of this one? Never had contact. Mine is a speculative business. Informed speculation, but speculation just the same. I buy from intermediaries who link buyers with sellers. And some of the people I deal with, frankly, are flim-flam artists who've latched onto worthless land to con commissions out of greedy, stupid buyers. But someone like me can take advantage of their shady nature and pick up diamonds in the rough. Like this parcel. Only the backhoe. My crew are an experienced bunch, and knew enough not to touch a thing. Second we uncovered the bones, the operator shut down and brought me in. I knew damn well we needed to call you people in. But what bothers me... See, we got a couple of Native Americans on our crew. Good men, hard workers, but they've been spouting off about ancient burial grounds, and Now I'm worried. Maybe this wasn't a diamond in the rough after all. More like a pig in a poke. Knock yourself out. Just do it fast, okay? I understand I got no choice in this. My land, but I got no say. Great. Just swell. So the sooner you people can deal with our skeleton
Yeah,
friend,
I think
the
that
sooner
I
can start putting this
definitely,
casino
yeah.
up. Remains were found over by that dig hole. Nothing else.
Here's the bones of contention. We'll need to make sure we carefully remove any dirt from these remains. Unfortunately, that backhoe appears to have done some damage unearthing our friend. But it's clearly a skull. Note the nick around the eye socket.
Noted.
Tiny broken glass fragments. Hey, don't assume that makes this a modern corpse. The Paiute dabbled in colored glass beads. But this fragment, it looks clear, so perhaps it is modern. A lot of damage, too bad. Because it may screw up checking dental records. I don't see any obvious dental work.
Anything at all on this screen or nah? Nah, we're good. Oh, hold up.
We can't use...
Is it finally time to use the brush? I think this might be the first time I've ever used this tool. Nope, still not using it.
Pardon?
Oh wait, no, I just used it, I think. I can't really tell. I think it just got used.
We can't use...
Just
We
take
can't-
hand. The hand was kind of already uncovered. I mean, what tool?
Fingernails
Oh,
decayed
there we
a long
go.
time ago, but something survived. Tiny fiber of some kind.
I don't know about that under the skin. If you were told that, you know, the casino that you're on was built atop an ancient burial ground, and we received ominous warnings about the land being cursed while we were building the casino. You know, I'm not one to be superstitious, but that seems like there's no way in hell you're ever winning on a piece of land like that. I'm not going to the haunted, cursed casino.
The soil looks a bit darker here. doesn't it?
Sure. Good observation, computer. I was just mashing some buttons.
Try using a similar... We can't use...
You know, that's true though, Sturchan. The curse is on the, you know, it's not my fault that they built this casino here. The curse is on the casino. Maybe. The curse to just always lose money. Something like that. Hold up, there was green. Yeah, here we go. What am I even looking at?
Tire
It's just
impression of
dirt.
dried mud. I don't think the Paiute left this, though. Judging by the treads around edges, it's been here a while. A couple of years, maybe.
How has this been preserved for a couple years? Sure.
Not my area of expertise, but could be an artifact.
I
You
think
know,
that
more tribes
someone
than just the
tried to,
Paiute
like,
populated this region.
maybe stage like an ancient Native American burial ground in an attempt to stop the casino from being constructed, and that included killing a guy so that there would be a body buried here. And it was probably some kind of business rivalry type of situation. The Oblivion remaster is weird AF. They called it a remaster, not a remake. Hate the price points. So I watched like 10 minutes of their little announcement thing this morning, before stream, and at one point they said, at one point they made it sound like Ishin Kiwami, where they were like, we're using the Unreal Engine 5, but the Oblivion engine is, you know, the brains of it. So like, is it, like, did they literally just take the game and then swap out the rendering for like a more modern looking game?
A bird's nest. We probably shouldn't.
It's still Gamebryo underneath. That's funny. Everyone's most favorite game engine, Gamebryo. Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, that does guarantee that, well, does the best job you can guaranteeing that the game will play the same. You know, I think they said they made a bunch of changes on top of that to the way the game plays, but like, all of the underlying mechanics will be the same. That's like, maybe that's a good thing? I don't know. Is that a good thing? Do we like games being made this way?
Nothing else.
Hey.
Yeah, Ishin Kiwami did actually fuck the game up, but that's unrelated to the way it was made. That was just bad decisions made on top of the original game.
These sharp edges and points are likely man-made, though. If this is an arrowhead, you're looking at a historic site, no matter what else you might find out there.
Then we should bring in an archaeologist, for the site's sake, if not the Vic's. Still, learning about that patch of desert might help us reinterpret our evidence.
Such a small piece of glass, I can't really tell you much. Maybe the microscope will give you more than I can.
Hey, I've seen this before. It's from a contemporary eyeglass lens, a fragment of crown glass. Pattern of curvature indicates the owner had hyperopia, farsightedness, and used progressive bifocal.
How can you tell? It's like a
spherical number at around,
what?
2.35 diopters.
How does she know?
Definitely prescription, since grocery store reading glasses
World's glasses
come in
expert.
0.25 increments.
What's up? Apart from the construction itself, nothing. But I can tell you the press is all over this mess. Nothing like some rolling bones to spark the media's imagination. That new casino has been hyped to the hilt, and that
NPCs are all still kind of creepy. That's good. You wouldn't want to change that.
Close to the vest on this
That's sort of the identity of Oblivion, IMO.
I can make that happen. I'll just call the university, have them send somebody over to the site. Can't promise how fast, though. Not like these profs are sitting around waiting for our call.
Hey, Americus. Yeah, I kind of think it's ass.
Sorry, I should have introduced myself. I'm John Montana.
John Montana, the archaeologist.
Sericidal Crime Lab. This is my partner. Frankly, Mr. Montana, I didn't expect service this fast. We were told it was unlikely an expert like you could just drop everything and head out here.
I didn't have any classes today, and besides, the Paiute are my specialty. When I heard of human remains discovered out this way, well, I just had to dig in, so to speak. How can I help? Arrowheads of this type date the site to before 1640. Most likely Southern Paiute Indians, as I expected. Putting together that arrowhead with these ancient remains...
It's not ancient remains. There were modern glasses there. This is a staged Paiute site. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's trying to get... Exactly. Literally exactly.
with artifacts like that arrowhead. It's consistent with their practices and beliefs.
Okay, if we're looking at a Paiute site, why would a developer begin construction or even buy a property without first having an expert assess it?
He probably wouldn't, but it's a big desert, Miss Seidel, and as I understand, it took a backhoe to unearth these remains. Even experts make mistakes sometimes.
Oh, cool. It's like 10 seconds of Tony 4 footage, right? I think, yeah. Yeah, I remember that mission. I remember this one. Yep. You think this guy did it? I don't know that we've met the
Looking
guy who did it
around,
yet.
I'd have to say no, but a qualified no. See, I've evaluated scores of such sites over the years when an expert opinion's been needed. Still, had I been called, I can tell you I'd advise my client that this site is rife with red flags. It's a typical spot for Paiutes to settle. Well, I suppose anything's possible. But
Why on earth would anyone want to? Because they want to stop the construction of the casino. Because they're a business rival.
Miss Seidel, while your imagination is as admirable as it is fertile, I can give my expert opinion that this site is Paiute, with historical and religious significance.
They've totally fooled this guy.
Before I bought it, it was. Also, it was surveyed and cleared for large-scale construction. Or so I was told. Shows you what an expert opinion is worth these days. If I'd known
It's not really like the gameplay is kind of dull Americus, but the real issue, if you just got here and haven't seen the previous 7.5 hours of this, oh my god, this is gonna be over 10 hours probably. It's very like the pixel hunting is brutal.
If you ever moved in your life, you know how it
Progression
goes.
in this game gets blocked by all kinds of really stupid things.
Which is where the background of file on this property ended up.
That's what kind of actually ruins the game.
Rich, that real estate broker, went out of business a while back. Moved out of state, I think. Not really. Bunch of junk, kind of stuff you run across anytime you clear land for construction. But there was enough to put a box of it together. My guys picked through it, probably took anything that was worth anything. But you're more than welcome to the leavings. Nothing.
Here's the junk box Mr. Lansdowne mentioned. A watch. Kind that's right only twice a day. Baseball bat.
Baseball bat. And it's got a square on it. I wonder what that could be.
Something embedded here.
Where? Like, look at this, Americus. What am I looking at? Wait, oh, apparently it's this. Do you see any evidence here? Like, a lot of the evidence that you have to collect is just literally invisible. It's really stupid. Man, Luminol has done basically nothing this entire game.
That's not right. Nothing. You won't be able.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Try some. It's a tiny piece of glass.
Apparently there's a tiny piece of glass there. This game
Pretty badly
is
burned
completely
at this
full of
end.
graphical bugs, where a lot of things just appear wrong to the point that I'm not even sure. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that evidence was supposed to be completely invisible or if it's just broken. Because in a lot of ways, the game is just broken. It's kind of working right now, but there's a lot of, like, fucked up things going on with the visuals of the game.
What's up?
And I don't even think it's my fault, because apparently SafeC dug up reviews of this game, and they all mention that this game graphically has a lot of issues. Yeah, like the squares.
Something you want?
Oh, how did I...
Sure, I'll send a team out to retrieve it.
There's a lot of, like the way they've composited the FMV people onto the background, the CGI people, the pre-renders, is like they've pre-rendered the rectangle around the person of them in the background, and then they composite that in. But they like composite them in the wrong places, so there's just these like ugly rectangular discontinuities in the backgrounds of the game. Lots of rectangles where you can see things sticking out that aren't supposed to be. It's just like, it's just like a pretty fucked up game. It's just like broken. It's very strange. What am I supposed to be looking at here? Is there anything? Okay, I don't know.
All this blunt impact damage to the facial area, accompanied by some damage sustained to the cranial cavity, likely shutting down brain function almost immediately. We're talking blows to the face and head with a slim but heavy object. Repeated blows. In this state of damage, it's difficult to determine precisely, but an educated guess, based on the facial bone structure, makes it a human male, early 40s possibly. From remains like these with no other evidence available, difficult to impossible. Haven't finished my entire analysis, but the Vic's in an advanced state of decomposition, ruling out
The
most
experts.
tests I could run. Puts the
Death
time
in
well
Las
beyond a few
Vegas.
months,
Not every
but it could
case
be
involved a
longer,
death.
Possibly much longer.
I think 2 of these cases had no dead people in them.
Well, mitochondrial DNA for sure. Keeping a database of DNA records is a fairly recent practice. Depending on how long ago the victim lived and whether or not there'd been a reason to have his or her DNA cataloged, it may or may not be useful to you. Superficially, no, but the skull had a tiny hairline fracture on the occipital bone, which healed many years before death. Childhood injury or accident, maybe. I took a head x-ray. Sinus cavities are as unique as fingerprints. Some medical offices have been putting their archived x-ray records on an image-searchable database. If your victim is contemporary, you may be able to cross-reference it and maybe get an identity. Sinus cavity is somewhat damaged, possibly from the weight of the backhoe. Damage to the mouth area was too severe. I looked for signs of dental work unsuccessfully. You know, some dentists have started embedding ID tags and chips within porcelain caps and fillings just for situations like these.
Did our Vic have an ID like that?
I'm afraid not, Sarah. I just mention it as a
I'm
point of
afraid not,
interest.
Sarah. Please pay attention.
Well, it's a fairly narrow nick with a slight curvature. Wire-framed glasses? Not unlikely.
Let's say our Vic had his glasses on when he was struck in the face, shattering the glass and embedding it in the tissue. Killer tries to clean it off, but some pieces were just too deeply embedded. We have a violent homicide here. Possibly a
You got it.
There's nothing to examine here except the mouth, where there's nothing that I could find to work with. Like, yup. That's a skeleton.
Hey.
Looked up the PC version, there was a visible piece of glass on that baseball bat. Alright, so Xbox is just like busted then. I mean, it's very possible that there's something about my setup that causes visual bugs.
I can think of with that.
But I don't think so.
I had a comprehensive soil
I don't
analysis
think we've
when I
had that
sampled.
issue
The report
on
found
any
that
other
based on the
games.
calcium, magnesium, and chloride levels, the soil immediately around the
You
body
know,
was
this is
improved
Xbox.
recently
There's no
because of
Swiss
this.
issues here. That's not a
Best guess is
thing.
between 1.5 and 2.3 years. At no added cost to you, I also had the electrolyte levels checked to see if our
Ooh.
decomposing victim gave off any clues while taking the
Don't show me
dust
that.
Came back clean, suggesting the victim was otherwise healthy at the time of death, except for the dying part.
So, we've got an approximate time for when the body was buried. 2 years. Doesn't confirm the age of the victim, but it's a start. A good one. Thanks, Greg.
Yo, welcome back, ID. Now you know why the game is rated M for mature.
It's a fiber
That was an
of some
image of
sort.
our victim
Definitely modern,
decomposing.
some kind of synthetic. I'll prepare for
They
the
just
microscope.
sprinkle in stuff like that throughout the game. Every once in a while, they'll hit you with like POV, you are inside a guy's liver and stuff like that. It's just like fleshy and
Looks as
disgusting.
if our victim snagged a little fiber underneath his fingernail. In defense, or desperation, brown, quite thick, heavy cloth, like a covering or carpet.
Alright, so he's got some carpet. Tire tread looking like
Tread's too weathered for a definitive match to anything
nothing.
in the database.
Needs.
and it's just the dig site.
I've said.
And you got
Nothing,
nothing, and you got nothing, and the box is done. Alright, time for hints. Help me out here.
I might be able... Not really.
Suspects, victim, okay. How can I determine what was used to burn the bat?
Accelerants fluoresce under ultraviolet
Accelerants.
light.
Shining it over
shining
the burned end. What? Oh, did I just take the whole... Hang on. Did I just take the whole bat with me? Do I have it? Oh yeah, I have a bunch of stuff I haven't processed. Back to the lab.
What's up? Being here to serve, I scanned the sinus x-ray into the computer, but that cranial cavity damage may make it tough to find a perfect match. Still, I've set up a simple search on the computer to compare the sinus x-ray
Like,
to
look
others
at,
on file for missing persons.
This is what I mean about weird discontinuities. Look at Sarah on the left. Like, what's happening here? Like, this is the border where they pre-rendered this background. They pre-rendered her against the background, but are then compositing her in, I think, too zoomed in. Like, she's huge. Look at her. That's what the problem is. Because if you look down here, this corner is not lined up with that in the down direction, but if you look up here, this is not lined up in the up direction. So she's too zoomed in. That's what the problem is.
Accelerants fluoresce under UV light. Good find.
Might be
Can't
a
sure what
resolution
kind it is
problem.
yet, though.
I could try bumping this down to 480i, but I don't really know that I want to. You know? I don't really know that I want to. On the dev's end, not mine. Maybe. This is not gonna turn up anything. There's no way.
These... The... The... Sorry.
Special links.
And jackpot. A
What?
positive ID
How did
on
you
victim
find an
Fred
ID on the victim
Sloan.
based on
He
that?
was in on some shady deals.
Did they keep what?
Maybe running with the kind of people who would bury him in the
Okay.
desert.
So it was Freddie Sloan. Arrested for minor fraud. We do a little fraud. Just a little. Also known as Fast Freddy.
Needs. Hey, remember I told you this case was on the media's radar? Word's out, it's a modern-day Vic. Cranks are coming out of the woodwork, too. We just got a call from... Ready for this? Madame Lazora. Some self-professed psychic.
The
Claims
Madame
to be having
Lazora?
visions about your pile of bones when it was still up walking around in a flesh suit. Says his name was Fast Eddie.
Wait, how does she know that?
Captain, that's really close to one of our Vic's AKAs. Fast Freddy.
Maybe you want to check out this medium at large then. If you can get onto her dance card between the local radio and TV interview she's granting, that is. Her parlor is near the southern end of the strip. Ran a background check already just to satisfy my curiosity. Came up empty. That I can manage easy enough. Looks like the same owner last couple of years. Our friend Lansdowne. Before that, one Adam Kilborn. Sold the land through a broker for a hefty amount. Might be worth talking to Kilborn.
I have no
See if he
idea who
remembers
would buy
anything
this on
odd
the
that may have gone
Xbox.
down on that property.
I feel like this game is aimed squarely at boomers. And like the boomer that is buying this game definitely has like a low-end PC and does not own a game console.
Mr. Kilborn resides in... Well, this is interesting for a guy who made a small bundle selling that piece of property a few years ago. Lives in a public housing complex. Vista Court, Unit 203.
Ah, I knew you were coming. My name is Madame Stella Lazora, and you
All right.
must be the investigators.
All
We're with
right.
the police, that is the crime lab. We're working the site where the body was found, and if the media is to be believed, we understand you may have some insights to share.
I sense a certain skepticism, young lady. I take no offense. You are a woman of science, and whereas I am of the metaphysical, each, in its way, is a noble calling. Let us attempt to bridge those worlds. It is not so much a matter of knowing, but sensing. We do not control those
Just shut up
on
and
the
tell
other
me what you
side.
know about Fast
In
Freddy.
the midst of a session with a client, seeking answers about a crossed over loved one, a seemingly unrelated vision
Yeah, she's
seized
about to
my
mention that she's from the
consciousness.
Kurain School
I
of
saw a name.
Mystics.
Eddie. Carved in flowing letters.
Is that right?
Yes. Then another. A variation. Fast Eddie. And then images. An eagle soaring.
He has
And
an eagle
then
tattoo.
That eagle fell. Fell to earth. Dying in the snow. With only the cold and pain to keep him company. And then this vision blurred. And another took form. A word carved delicately. As if in soapstone. Sloan. We encounter souls on many planes, from this physical world to the astral. But can we really say we know them?
Define knowing.
As I have said, I
Please.
do not control the other side. I
feel
am
like we're
but
getting
their
debate
conduit.
broed.
If
She won't
they
answer
wish
any
to
question
speak
in a
through me,
straightforward way.
They do. If they wish to instruct me, they do so. often through visions which require interpretation. By victim, I believe you speak of Edward Sloan. More than this I cannot, at this time, say. This material world interests me not. Do what you like. I ask only that my belongings are left undisturbed, as they've been arranged precisely to help focus my psychic energies.
Lighter fluid. Can't imagine lighting her candles and incense requires this much stuff.
Can I just take the lighter fluid? No. Is that it? Literally just the lighter fluid? This room's not that big. Crystal ball?
Crystal ball. Whoa, what's that? You see it? Just kidding, yeah. There's nothing there.
Guess maybe that's it then. Anything on the floor that I missed? No.
A loose thread from
Oh,
the
here we
carpet.
go. Oh, it's gonna be, this is the carpet. Hang on, give me that. Back to the lab.
Hey,
This is the carpet. Where's my carpet?
fiber sample. I've prepped it.
It's not a match.
Details just don't line up, though I can see what you were getting at. Be a little more sure before you pull me in to confirm your work.
Never mind. It's not the carpet. This is a crime involving multiple different carpets.
You the cops? I wasn't making any noise. I don't care what these lousy neighbors say.
Actually, we're with the crime lab. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Listen, if it's about those parking tickets, I'll get to it when I can afford it, okay? Rent comes first, understand? What does that have to do with those parking tickets? Huh? History schmistery. Nothing ever happened out there other than coyotes making cactus fertilizer. It was a pile of worthless dirt. And for once I scored. What good it did me.
If you don't mind me saying, you sound a little bitter, Mr. Kilborn. Tell us why.
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Giant
Living the life of
discontinuity
Riley
on the
like
left.
this. Who was Riley, anyway? What made his life so frickin' great? Look, I don't get any kind of play, foul or otherwise. Haven't had a woman in my life for the last 3 years. Most action I gotten lately was getting my change lifted by a pickpocket.
Mr. Kilborn, how did you get from making a small fortune in the desert to...
Living off food stamps in the city? Hey, this is Vegas, honey. Scratch a winner, find a loser. And the vice versa, catch me? Once upon a time, I had me a small plot of prime Las Vegas real estate. Didn't look like much, but a glittering palace will rise up out of that sand one day soon. And I'm the king who lost his whole damn kingdom. My savings, everything, down the porcelain chute. Hey, I've been frank with you people. Now you want me to take you on a trip through every stupid screw-up I made? You think I want to put myself through sharing the details of my rise and fall to a bunch of strangers? No way. Damn right I mind. I'm the king, remember? And this is my castle. Stay on the other side of my moat. Go on, get out of here.
Alrighty then. He's got the computer. His computer is unlocked. He's been Googling info about Paiute burials. How to bury a body, google.com.
Needs... Ran a check on the guy while you were dropping by his place. No criminal record. I can try, but no promises. Nothing from the major banks. Let's see. Let me try something else. Ah, here we go. Kilbourne filed for bankruptcy protection. And one of the creditors who filed a claim? Freddie Snow.
With
Fast
that riches
Freddy.
to rags story of his, Kilbourne just might have been driven to sell his land by creditors, and ultimately driven to violence.
That's what we call around here a theory, which is what it'll stay unless you come up with some supporting evidence.
Man, okay, now what?
Reasons. Not yet. A stronger link. Your case file tells me that Kilbourne had reason to hold a grudge against
Oh,
Freddie
yo,
for
okay, we've
triggering
got a
his
warrant.
downward spiral. And Kilbourne owned the property when Freddie joined the Missing Persons Club. Even without much physical evidence, we can justify a warrant, particularly with an older case like this.
Get serious.
Mr. Kilbourne seems to have stepped out of his castle, but with our warrant, we can cross the moat and start looking for evidence.
Straight to the computer. Ooh, tape. He's got like a...
Something similar to that.
something similar to that.
It's a computer data backup tape.
A backup
Haven't seen this
tape? What?
format for a while.
We can't actually use the computer? Can't check his search history?
Possibly an antique artifact of some kind.
Okay,
Dangerous
they're really
one.
setting up on this guy. They're making it look like he's the killer. He's got this artifact. He's got motive. He's got a bunch of
can't use that
artifacts. Can't take it apparently. You know, like dust it for
won't
prints
be
or
able-
something.
Try something.
Try something similar.
We can't. That's not right. We can't. We can't. That's not. We can't. That's not. We can't. You should. This won't give up. Nothing. We can't use. Nice catch.
Oh.
This curio is just heavy enough.
There
to
we
cause
go.
you no
Luminol did
damage.
something.
We can't use.
Now do I take it? Yeah. It's the thinker clock from Ace Attorney.
Soap sculptures. Isn't that grade school stuff? Maybe it's the latest craft trend or something. Aesthetic considerations aside, this indicates Mr. Kilbourne was an aspiring artisan. Just not a very good one. Looks like the guy stuck paying for raw materials, too.
He has multiple computers. He's got the laptop and the desktop. He loves to compute. That kind of seems like that might be everything. That kind of seems like that might be everything.
What's up? Unofficial assessment of this relic, a post-Qing dynasty piece.
Pretty old, huh?
Best guess, around 1998. Made in the USA, too. Oh, for future reference, post-Qing is anything after 1911.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind, Greg.
Here's something for the plus side. There was enough blood on the statue to amplify an output to the computer for DNA analysis. Chert, crafted in the fashion of the Paiute Indians of this region. Preliminary findings indicate it's legit.
You know, if the axe is of the same vintage as the artifacts from the dig, Mr. Kilbourne starts to look less than honest. He told us his former land had no historical significance.
We've got Giant Sarah again. And if if we compare the DNA on this to the DNA on this, we can clearly
Not
see
quite a
that...
match.
Oh.
It's the subtle details between them that you're looking for.
Okay, I guess it doesn't really look like a match, but... Maybe we can get a match on this? Maybe it's Eddie. Well, no, it's not Eddie, because that's Eddie.
Sorry. No. These don't.
Nope. No match there. Maybe we can get, since they said he's less than honest, maybe we can now get a warrant
Stronger
on
link
Kilborn? No? Okay. Even though we've got, like, multiple pieces of proof of him bullshitting me?
I might be able. Not really.
Could it have been this carpet? Nah, it's not this carpet.
How fascinating that your investigations on the physical plane have taught you what I instinctively knew. There are many paths to heaven and to knowledge.
With all due respect, madam, we're not here for a reading, seance, or any kind of show. How about you drop the act and stick to the facts?
You threaten me? After I have shared my insights?
Psychics have been known to help the police, and I respect the scientific study of extrasensory perception, but phony psychics have sometimes shared insights from the other side. Inside knowledge of a crime.
These are outlandish implications. You had best watch your words, young lady. The media would not smile upon the police harassing a good citizen who stepped forward to help.
You know, I tested high for ESP in college, and I'm getting a picture of your future. It's a little gray room with bars on the windows. Now, did you know Eddie Sloan or not? And did you have a grudge against him?
My energies are ebbing. Visions such as I described to you are taxing. I have nothing more to share with you. What a ridiculous and insulting assertion.
Then maybe you can explain why you keep so much lighter fluid around. We found the same substance near the victim's remains, but no clothes or personal effects, as if someone had destroyed that evidence.
And if you are suggesting that I aided a murderer in destroying evidence, I would remind you that Madame Lazora is a source of positive energy
On various
on
planes.
various planes.
I'm a source
Let's
of
keep it down
positive
to earth,
energy
shall we? What are you
on
holding
various
back?
websites.
Is it something to do with those soap carvings?
You are a detective. Your mind is keen, so I won't insult you with mere facts. Interpret these simple but profound insights. Beauty
Yeah,
is in the eye of the
I
beholder.
mean, you didn't
To
say anything
some,
under the skin,
this
but
may
she
be
totally did
costly
that
to
shit,
learn,
because she's...
while for
How would she know?
others,
How would
there
she
may
know
be much
about
to
Fast
earn.
Freddy?
To our late departed victim, both of these pertain.
Did
Like,
Eddie
imagine
Sloan
just
check in
like
from
wanting
another side to tell
clout
you that?
so much
As I
as
have
a
indicated,
psychic
Eddie
that you
has
just
not
out that
directly
you have all
spoken
kinds
to
of
me as
info
yet.
about the
He
victim.
chooses to speak in images, in riddles. All I can do is but pass these on to you in a spirit of positive energy.
Please
The
tell me there's no more.
The crystal is murky.
The crystal is murky. Gotcha. Oh, no, not the soil.
Yeah?
Can we
Looking at your
please just like...
Not yet. A
No,
link-
no,
Your kid-
no. Okay.
Get sick.
Location, no.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just completely wrong here. She's like on the wrong background. Like, look at that. She's just on the wrong background here. It's not even close to lining up.
I might be able to help, but it'll
This is
cost
just
me
the
a-
wrong asset. Or the asset placed in a completely wrong place or something.
There must be fibers from fabrics or carpet. Accelerants fluoresce. If the glass fragment from the bat matches the fragment recovered from the victim...
Oh, I guess I should check that. The glass fragment from the bat is right here. No? Okay. Oh right, I didn't hand in the data tape, forgot about this.
Contents were deleted and overwritten several times. I did manage to dig out a couple of file fragments. Seems the backup software that wrote to the tape used a proprietary security algorithm. I've set up a link on the computer to help you decipher it. May have found a scrambled image too. You work on the first fragment and I'll work on the other.
The abstract of the land assessment study. Negative on the historical significance, but did Kilbourne really believe the site was clean when he peddled it? And who would have authored a report so obviously wrong? Seems like somebody was trying to slip his own past between the pages of ancient history.
While you were playing around with that hex dump, I decrypted the other file. Please, no applause, only embarrasses me. I've printed it out for you to take.
It's John Montana, looking over Mr. Lansdowne's property. Wait a minute, what's that on his arm? Let's take it in a bit closer. Look at the brand. Rolston Precision
It's the
Classic,
watch.
Same watch we found. Could John Montana have
Did John
actually been
Montana
taking
do it?
property
No
himself
way.
2 years ago, or even killing the victim?
I don't understand the implications of that, but it's that watch. I recognize that watch. Okay. Can we bring John Montana in
case
now?
file.
No? Can we go talk to him maybe? Mr.
On the
Montana?
casino property. Of course not. Don't be silly.
Well, I don't feel silly, because we found a copy of the report, and you did.
I suppose I can't argue with that. But honestly, I have no memory of it.
Is it a guy pretending to be John
Do you
Montana?
have any idea how many similar sites I've assessed over the years? How many stretches of desert do you think you could remember years later? Anyway, my name's on many things with which I had little, if any, direct involvement. Much of the grunt work is undertaken by students and other researchers.
And they're okay with that.
Hey, they get the experience, I get the credit. That's academia, Miss Seidel.
I assume these are top students, still, you know how kids are. You might in the future want to check their work a little closer.
Why is that?
The report we found, that you authored, clearly stating this site has zero historical significance.
Well, I have to admit, these things can and do happen, even with the most gifted grad students. Last thing a professor wants, especially on a high-profile site like this one's become. Is there any possibility this situation could be handled with a little discretion? This is terribly embarrassing.
Embarrassing? Or incriminating?
I admit culpability in lending too much trust and responsibility to my students. But anything else, Miss Seidel, you're drifting into absurdity.
Really? I don't see it as absurd. I would say troubling, thinking of all the reasons someone might want to falsify an archaeological report.
I have never falsified a report. I don't have to put up with this insulting interrogation. I don't remember. And that's the idea, that nobody does. As I say, students and research assistants pay their dues doing anonymous grunt work and ghostwriting for established authorities, myself included. In exchange, the students receive valuable insight and experience.
But no exposure. Isn't that a little sleazy, Professor?
It's the reality of academics, Miss Seidel. Call it sleazy or expedient. Either way, you'll find it's not uncommon for an archaeologist to author a study on a site he's never even visited. Not to my memory.
But there's a
I rarely get
picture
off
of him
campus,
here.
let alone perform first-hand inspections. On the occasions when I am on site, well, I spend most of my time in the office trailer, where I keep all records.
So you're sure you haven't been to the site?
Quite positive. But I'm starting to find the direction of this questioning quite distressing. Can we please keep it to the archaeological facts of this site? At the university, in a lot near the archaeology building.
Yeah, we're gonna need a
But
warrant
is
for
part
that.
of my private domain, and I must insist that you not go poking around anywhere there unless your business is official.
You may see me come around to do a little digging of my own at that, Professor, and I won't send an intern.
Alright, he's finally done. That guy had a lot to say.
Yeah?
Warrant,
I
location,
get suspicious
trailer.
about guys with selective memories. And the prof hiding behind nameless students doesn't make it for me. Professor Montana doesn't want to talk straight up. Maybe his trailer will be a little more forthcoming.
I wonder what they're building. Like, which casino is that?
Nobody here. Hope Professor Montana hasn't left for another state.
I have to like pause and look at it and try to figure it out with a map.
This shovel got dented hitting something. Or someone. Real hard. Blood on it, too. We can't use...
Can I just take the shovel?
Strange little things. Waxy substance. Soap. Wouldn't exactly call these art. These two carpet samples look...
Oh, this is gonna be the carpet. Hold up. Give me... that. Is there not like... It does kind of look like there's two different carpets. That's gonna be it though.
That's not... That's blood. Good find. I might be able to help.
Alright, I guess we're good. That's probably not everything, but maybe it's everything. Okay.
Good blood sample, but it was pretty old. How old? Wasn't able to figure that out. Years for sure.
That's gonna match the victim.
Thermocycled and graphed DNA for you.
That's totally gonna match the victim. Old carpet fiber, that's gonna match. All the evidence is pointing to sketchy archaeologist man, but clearly there's more to this. Get the shovel blood in there.
The details... Here's our break.
Okay.
Fiber under Freddy's fingernail matches. Greg says the new carpet was installed around 2 years ago, about when Freddy vanished. You know a real good reason to replace
Greg
the
said
carpet?
that?
Bloody murder.
Okay. There we go. Got the carpet match. Now we get the blood match. Trailer wall blood. And victim DNA.
Okay,
There's
so
our
the
match.
blood belongs to our Vic. Still, that doesn't tell us exactly how the stuff ended up in the trailer.
I don't know where anything else fits into this though, but suspect Montana.
Freddy's blood in the trailer and a match to the carpet fiber, but we don't have a
I haven't
murder
had to
weapon
use
our
game facts yet this
archaeologists could lay
entire
hands on,
case.
nor a little thing
So far
called
this is
motive.
going pretty
I
okay.
have to say no.
Wait, what? No, come on. What? No. I thought we had him.
Freddy's blood in the trailer and a match to the carpet fiber. But we don't have a murder weapon our archaeologists could lay hands on.
We don't have the murder weapon. What about the shovel? What about the shovel?
What's up? I've done it. Soap Sculptures of America? You're kidding, right? Hey, I'll set up a computer link and you can track the folks behind the latest craze.
This is case 3 out of 5 for the second half of the game. So it's case 7 overall.
Okay, lots of people unhappy with Soap Sculptures of America. Owner's Dale Edison, but nothing else comes up about him in any relevant database. Seems like a variation of the doing art at home scam. You submit an art test, drawing a cartoon bird or a clown or something, and they tell you you're the next Norman Rockwell. They promise to buy your work, cast it in bronze, and resell it at a big markup. All you have to do is pay big startup fees and buy overpriced supplies exclusively from them, in this case special soap, only to have them keep rejecting your work while encouraging more effort and spending.
Okay.
Can't
I did put the shovel blood in the computer, right? But it's like not here. Did he say he couldn't get anything off it? He might have said that actually.
Yeah? We got Freddy's blood in the trailer. Reason. A stronger link, but get sick.
As if you haven't embarrassed me enough, you bring up that ludicrous debacle. You would think an educated person like myself would see through a pitiful scam of that nature.
Man, Montana sucks.
Played to my own vanity.
This guy is such a
Desires to
clown.
express my own creativity, and they made a fool of me and plucked my bank account at the same time. Effort and money I put into that worthless nonsense.
All right. Maybe now we can get the warrant.
What's up? We're not there. We're not there yet. Remember Grissom's trinity of evidence. Link the suspect to the victim and the crime scene.
Oh, hold up. We gotta get the tire print,
Looks
of course.
like enough dirt on the top.
Of course, we gotta match that. Where is that? There we go.
Yeah.
Where's my tire print?
That tire tread is now on the computer for you.
Yeah, there's this. I don't really understand how this works, but it does have the triangle. Right now, Elliot lands down. I don't really understand why it seems like crimes and suspect. I don't know why he seems so linked. I really don't understand how any of this works.
Tire types matching key characteristics and dimensions. That's a nice spin.
Well, we've just got him. We've now got John Montana at the scene of the crime. And we found his blood. Like, this kind of seems like we should be in there. This kind of seems like we should be in there.
What's up? Your case file
Does he have a reason to kill the victim? I don't know, but his blood's there. Explain that.
Nothing else.
Again, I know little of this physical plane. I read signs from the other side. But I can tell you this. You cannot always believe what you...
Shut up.
Eddie?
No, Dale. Dale Edison.
Names are earthly constraints.
I
There
swear
are
to God,
many
this person
ways
is
to
so
know a
frustrating to
person.
talk to.
First, you must think of Eddie. Eddie Sloan.
Lady, I really don't have time to play these games. We have a murder on our hands and a construction site that... Eddie Sloan. Eddie Sloan.
Ah.
Dale Edison. Rearrange letters and... So that's your game. Anagrams.
What?
Dale
How?
Edison could be another Eddie Sloan alias.
Okay.
So he's the one behind the soap carving scam.
The veil before your
Actually
eyes begins
huge?
to lift. There is hope for you yet, my literal young friend.
Actually huge, because now we've got what we need. Now we...
Aliases are tricky to prove, but we'll check the files and maybe make some inferences.
Type on your laptop.
Dale Edison.
That's his
Okay,
one
here are some
animation he
business
does,
dealings
to
on
look over
record,
to the laptop
starting in about the same
with the
time Mr.
one-handed
Sloan
type.
blew into town. And isn't this interesting? The record screeched to a stop about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's because he was
Could be a
scamming people
coincidence,
with
of
the
course.
soap
Still,
thing.
This looks like a lead to me.
Suspect. Montana.
link.
Come on, dude. Oh my god. We've got the link. We've got the link.
I've said...
No.
The
Hey,
Well, we found his soap sculptures. Well, let's see if there's anything else.
Some substance.
Yeah,
up
there
here.
we go.
Been dried up for
There's
a
still
while.
some evidence to the trailer. Can I go back there still? No, 'cause that's that. Cool birds in the background.
I might be able.
hey. It's egg yolk from a red-breasted nuthatch. Rare to find them around these parts, but not unheard of.
What? What does that get me? What?
I've said...
No.
Alright, well that's just like...
The
Crystal is murky. If we look at the triangle, where are we at? Like, I don't really understand this. I guess we have nothing linking the suspect to the victim. For some reason, we have nothing... No matter what we pick, it seems to indicate like there's one rectangle on... Well, hang on, does this tell me? The evidence trinity describes key linkages between the three elements of a crime. Victim, crime scene, victim only. Helps confirm the location. Okay. Suspect, crime scene. Each suspect shows the suspect has some connection. Each of these evidence linkages can be strengthened, including personal effects, alibi, whatever. The arrows for each linkage will grow and change color as you build a body of evidence that supports it. So why is this guy so linked to the crimes? I don't... Like, is that supposed to say crime scene? Why does it have this guy linked to the crimes? He appears to have nothing to do about it.
I might be able... If the glass fragment from the bat matches the fragment recovered from the victim, that would be a pretty strong link. Try...
I tried that and got nothing. Well, wait a minute. I only have one piece of glass. Did I not submit the other piece of glass to our guy? Did I like never do that? Where's my glass? I think I never put this in the microscope. Whoops.
Glass fragment looks cleanly cleaved on one face. I might be able to... Accelerants fluoresce under ultraviolet light.
Did that. Now do I have it? It didn't change anything. It didn't change anything.
Yeah? The link with a strong... I've said...
And he won't talk about it, even though we matched up the glass from the victim to the glass on this guy's shovel, which is like, alright, well, no, it was to the glass on the bat. Hang on, what did I do? What did I even just do?
What's up?
It's from the skull and from... No, yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna have to find this glass on this shovel or something. No?
I might be able to... If the...
And what is this? Okay, I kind of give up. I'm gonna consult game facts. Shovel blood, carpet fibers, dried substance, the tread. We got everything from this area, apparently. Oh. Hold up. I forgot a piece of evidence. I forgot about a thing. This bird's nest.
What's up?
And that's gonna be the egg connection.
It's pretty hard to tell much from a nest alone, since birds of a feather don't always flock together. But speaking of feathers, I did find some in this nest, courtesy of a red-breasted nuthatch.
The nuthatch nest we analyzed, combined with the egg yolk, may suggest that the trailer was once parked under the tree at the dig site.
We saw the tire treads. Like, it's not rocket science. This evidence didn't actually tell us anything new. Not enough yet. Dig site. Maybe now will talk to me.
I've said...
Nope. Alright, back to consulting game facts. That didn't actually progress the game. Warrant suspect John Montana. Alright, what am I missing?
Yeah?
Product code.
What do you need, guys?
Hold up, there is a thing I didn't do.
What's up?
Apparently, we have to match these treads. Good stone. The Good Stone brand of tires. Now we know what kind of tire he has, which is completely irrelevant. No, that still didn't help. Old carpet fiber. The finger fiber did that. What am I missing?
Yeah.
Shovel blood.
Can't think of...
Already did the shovel blood. There's some piece of this that I've missed. Report photo. Microscope, view the report photograph. Which I did. Hand axe. Hang on, hand axe. There's an hold up. We're missing something from Kilborn's house, which is completely unrelated, I feel like. But apparently there's an axe here somewhere. Hand axe. There is an axe on the shelf to the right. Wait, what am I? Vista Court. I'm in, yeah, Vista Court. Allegedly, oh wait, no, the axe. You're that, yeah, we know what that is. I got that. Never mind. Got that. Got the tape. Got the luminol on the statue. Got the rejection letter. Search blood from statue, rejection letter, computer tape, report photo. View the report. Not really sure what I'm missing.
I might be able.
View the shelf on the right with the lighter fluid. And pick up the carpet sample. I did both of those things. Dale Edison, yeah, we take care of that. Talk to John, do you know? Yes, where's your trailer? Could Dale edit? Did I not? Okay, no, I did that. Interrogate Adam. Warrant suspect Adam Kilborn.
Looks like Mr. Kilborn,
Uh-oh.
already down on his luck, got badly scammed by the late Eddie. Bad enough for murder? Worth talking to him about anyway.
Alright.
People were messing around in my space while I was gone.
Apparently we had the warrant for him, even though, like, hold up, if I look at the triangle...
Mr. Kilborn. And all we need now is a little cooperation, and you can get back to your castle.
like it, okay, this triangle thing is not related, because clearly this is really tenuous looking, but for some reason we still got the warrant for him. Unless it's like, you want it to be 1 instead of you want it to be maxed. I don't really get that, but I'm just gonna pretend I never saw that triangle, because it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think that soap is strictly for cleanup, though somebody did use it to clean up, didn't they, Mr. Kilborn? At your expense?
I already told you. I made some financial blunders over the last few years. Some of them I don't care to talk about. Might make me look a little, well, foolish. Huh? Who? What, that light bulb guy?
Mr. Kilborn, we are well aware that you were victimized by the soap scam.
Listen, I'm talented. My art could sell. It really could. I've always been trying to make it, you know, creatively. And with the money I got, along with the land I inherited, I was able to try different things. So maybe soap sculpture ain't the next pet rock. Something else will come along.
I'm sure it will. And I'm sure you hope your next opportunity comes from someone more trustworthy than Dale Edison. Or should I call him Freddie Sloan? Either way, you were built out of a good deal of money. I can see why you'd want to kill him.
If getting built by Freddie makes me a
I like that
suspect,
she's like grilling him, cut to him, completely still. No reaction.
Scammed by that con man. He was the real artist, preying on people's hopes and dreams. He worked in lies like Rembrandt worked in oil. So get out your bullhorn, go up and down the strip and round up those suspects. No way. I paid for a formal assessment before I sold that property. Legit all the way. End of story.
Who did the assessment for you?
You know, it's true.
What is?
Drinking costs you brain cells. Only been 2 years, but a lot of booze under the bridge, you know? Details like you're asking for. They went away a long, long time ago. Longer you keep the plane in the air, more luggage you gotta throw overboard. Dick?
How's your memory where that hand axe is concerned?
Piece of junk I found on my property. Looked kinda interesting, so I picked it up. Hell, this was years ago.
Really? It's Paiute, you know.
Greek to me, little lady. Blood? What the hell are you... Oh yeah, I remember. I had that statue on a high shelf and I was cleaning. You know, reaching up with the dust rag. Damn thing clonked me on the noggin. I tend to bleed when that happens. Is that illegal?
Then you wouldn't mind if we took a DNA sample?
I don't know if we ever
would you?
matched that blood to
I don't
anything.
suppose there's any money in it for me if I say yes, is there? Hell, go ahead. What choice do I have?
Yeah.
Alright, so the Adam Kilborn DNA, does it match?
Kilborn's
It
DNA
does.
is on the
Okay,
statue,
so the
story
statue is
checks
just
out
him.
As far as it goes.
Can we please haul in John Montana now? Come on, he literally he so did that shit. No man has ever been more guilty.
I've said
Nothing.
Yeah? Gets a stronger link. The link between the... A stronger... Sure.
I don't...
Maybe OJ, but he's not in this game. Alright, what am I missing? I really can't tell what I'm missing at this point.
Hey,
I did. Like, she's just gonna tell me the same completely irrelevant hints.
Not...
These hints have no relevance to anything. We've already done
You might
that.
be able to...
Evidence.
If the glass fragment from the bat matches
It
the fragment
does,
from
like
the
we did that.
That would be a pretty strong link.
I literally did that already. It got me nowhere. There's the glass from the bat. Here's the glass from the
Perfect
guy.
fit.
Perfect fit. Very cool. Wait. Didn't I do this? What do you mean evidence updated? Didn't I do that?
Freddy's blood in the
What the
trailer
fuck?
matched
I
the
totally
carpet
did
fiber
that.
And the killer baseball bat found on the property.
Did I?
of
Was
Mr.
that like a
Montana
different piece
lied
of
about
glass or
having
something?
visited.
I have to check the
Add to
VOD
this,
later.
Hoff getting
I
lathered
swear
by
I
Freddy
did
in
that.
Soap scam, and even an unfriendly judge.
I
would give us a warrant on
100%
this
definitely did that. Because remember, I was like, oh, I didn't hand in the other piece of glass, did I? And then I did it, and then I did it. Like, and she even, like, said some stuff.
I had nothing to do with his death or his burial. How many times must we go over this? I've explained the nature of my work with grad students. I just signed off on legwork my researchers did. Next.
Then you must have loaned your watch to a student because we found it at the site. It was found by the construction crew. The murder weapon, a baseball bat, that was in the same box as your watch.
I don't know how my watch got out to that site. And I've never owned a baseball bat. I detest all sports.
I
If you were
detest
my
all
research
sports.
assistant, young lady, we'd have a long
He's just like
talk
me
about
for
your
real.
investigative methods.
Minus the murder,
After which
of course.
you would take credit for my work, right?
The same time I found out I'm only one of his victims. These implications of yours operate off wild assumptions.
Well, let's try a not-so-wild one then. When you were accessing the site, personally, you ran across a few Paiute artifacts, just trinkets, nothing too spectacular. You seized your opportunity, luring Freddy to a meeting on false pretenses. A big order of supplies, perhaps. Instead, you confronted him, demanding your money back, but Freddy refused. Enraged, you smashed him in the face, killing him. You buried him out at the property, making him part of the site, hoping it might be confused as part of an Indian burial, should the grave ever be discovered. All it took afterward was a simple falsification of the report to deflect any immediate attention to the site. Why would anyone suspect a professor of faking a report that would only make him look bad? After the body was literally
This can't be
turned
it,
up,
because why
you
was the
quickly
bat
reported to the
burned
site as a
by...
volunteer archaeologist eager to help.
Like,
Actually,
what's
maybe
Madam
to further
What's-Her-Face's
throw us off the
connection to all
scent.
of this?
You paint a vivid picture, Miss Seidel, but your assumptions have led you astray. You're fashioning a theory out of hearsay and conjecture. If I were your teacher, you must have someone who plays that role in your professional life. I'd suggest you look for real evidence.
Funny you should bring that up.
What? Blood? No, that's impossible.
Freddy's blood was all over your trailer. Analysis shows that blood was spilled 2 years ago, right when Freddy disappeared. Satisfy your requirement for evidence, Professor? Still think I'm operating out of hearsay and conjecture? The victim's blood in your trailer. Or did your grad students get together and do that for you too?
Miss Seidel, I can indeed understand how it is you've come to this conclusion, but I do have an explanation. I really do.
Well, I'd love to hear it.
That wasn't even my trailer 2 years ago.
Not your... trailer?
Adam Kilborn gave it to me. Actually, in barter.
Oh
In
shit.
exchange for falsifying that land claim. It may seem like a petty matter to you, but a trailer like that is worth considerable money and was perfect for my purposes, both at school and in the field. Such a petty crime to come back to haunt me in so big a way.
You expect me to believe that, Professor?
Miss Seidel, you're a scientist. I don't expect you to believe it, but I do expect you to check it out.
Alright. If it was
Yeah?
then Adam Kilborn did it.
Sure.
A trailer? Why would I give someone a trailer? Where do you people come up with this stuff?
It's called investigation, Mr. Kilborn. And we know there's more going on here than you're letting on.
Your archaeologist, John Montana, falsified the land assessment report at your request. And he told us that you gave him the office trailer as compensation.
Is that all you got? Hearsay and theories? Weak people. Really weak. Now why the hell would I do that? I'm tired of you idiots guessing about this and harassing me about that.
Yeah, we have his admission about falsifying the land assessment in exchange for your trailer. You remember your trailer, Mr. Kilborn? Where you killed Freddy for conning you in the soap sculpture racket?
You think I killed a guy over an art school? Right. You're really getting creative now.
You have had various financial failures in your time, Mr. Kilborn. But the soap sculpture scam, which preyed upon your ego, that was the last straw, the final indignity. What was left of your life savings had gone into what you thought would be a new life as an artist, only it was just another washout, a joke you were the butt of. So you get Freddy to join you at your trailer, and you take out your frustrations on his face. A quick burial and a bonfire with his personal effects, and you were done.
But how did what? This still doesn't explain. This is correct, but this still doesn't explain.
But you knew your
How
land
the
had
psychic
historical
had anything to
significance,
do
which
with
would make
it.
worthless for development. So you worked your trailer trade with the lazy professor in exchange for a fabricated report. You would eliminate Freddy and any remaining debt to him, dispose of the body, and elevate the value of your land for future sale, all in one fell swoop. Your life savings were gone, but at least you'd end up with something. And you'd give the crime scene to Montana as his parting gift.
You're guessing, young lady. You're spinning this out of whole cloth.
Not whole cloth, though a little carpet fiber's involved. You tore the carpet out and put in a new one, after the murder, which took place when the trailer was still on your property. And, Mr. Kilborn, the blood on the walls? Scrub as you might, it still comes back to haunt you. We even have the baseball bat you slammed Freddy with. Some of his shattered glasses are stuck in the wood.
Right now, I should probably call a lawyer. Don't you think? But you know what? I'm gonna cop. Right now. To the whole thing. You know why? I was nothing but a loser. Another loser in Vegas till that body in the desert turned up. Now I'm gonna be a winner.
How do you figure that, Mr. Kilborn?
That sleazoid creep bilked so many people. Man, when word gets out that I killed that leech, I'll be a hero. They'll build a statue to me. And I'll make you a prediction without a crystal ball. The leeches will crawl out of the woodwork and try and build themselves up over what I did. But I'm the one to rid the world of that cancer.
Alright, great, we did it. Wait, what?
You see, I tried to go after Freddy with the law at first. Not a damn baseball bat. I gathered together the suckers Freddy took in the soap sculpture scam, and we were gonna have a class action lawsuit. Only Freddy had protected himself with limited liability and such. Point is, the great psychic Lazora was one of us. Just another victim of that scam artist, too.
Psychics have been known to help police forces all over the world. We should maintain an open mind and a little healthy skepticism. Now I'll predict the future. You'll crack your next case by listening to the evidence.
The victim's bloodstain in John Montana's trailer was over the sink. I mean, the psychic wasn't being psychic. The psychic just knew. Southern Paiute artifacts were before 1640. The chemical composition of the lighter fluid, N-butane. God damn. Did anyone ever even say this? Maybe Greg said it at some point because he was like trying to be epic. I don't know. Yeah, that made the most sense. I don't even know how CH1005 would work. Is that even possible? The 1911 to present. Damn, I'm acing the quiz on this one. They're giving me like real softball questions. The registered owner was Dale Edison. Yeah. '96. Damn, look at all of these cases I've had to do. This game is so long. I didn't realize what I was getting involved in with CSI crime scene investigation. There's still 2 more. God, alright, well, let's go ahead and get case 4 started. Or case 9, I guess. Let's at least get this one started today, so that tomorrow we can definitely beat the game and move on.
You've heard the old saying, the show must go on?
Am I enjoying it? Not really.
Head out to the Colossus Casino.
This game's not very good.
It's the one that stages Broadway-style musicals. Stay alert. A young woman's life has been taken away from her. We can't give it back, but we can find the truth.
I'm Nick Stokes. Hope you're as good as I've heard, because we can stand to wrap this up fast. An event like this is the wrong kind of showstopper for all concerned. Let's go see where reality messed up the fantasy.
Alright, we got dead body. Not even gonna talk to you. I'm here for the body.
The special effect was a gunshot wound in the chest. Happens to be next to a real wound of some kind, close to the heart.
Alright, this is gonna be like a... You know, this is your classic. They were supposed to be shot at this scene with a prop gun, but then someone replaced the prop gun with a real gun. Like they're... Yeah, there you go.
Squib is, right? Explosive that simulates an impacting bullet. Gun-related effects are dangerous, and squibs are high on the list. Incorrectly prepped, they can wound an actor. Often, metal plates or other protective gear under the actor's
It's a classic
clothes
mystery
protect them from the
premise.
blast. This stuff is usually used in film, and I gotta say, I don't care much for the idea of them in live theater. That's not right. Never consider a gunshot wound routine. They're all different. Never miss a chance to swab one. Makeup appears to have been applied
Also
a little
known as the
thicker
full
here.
Alec
What do you
Baldwin,
think?
except not quite.
Not. Try. Not the.
The heat signature tool has been used once in this entire game so far. It was to look inside the barrel for the dead body.
Whoa, some deep bruising peeking through that
That's the
makeup.
one thing the
She
heat
had something
signature
to
tool
hide.
has been used for in the entire game. Anything in the hand? Are we good with the body? We might be good with the body. Just scan the background in case there's something dumb like on the ground next to her that you just can't see because Xbox version. Oh, okay. Body's done.
I'm Nick Stokes with the Crime Lab, and this is my assistant. Are you with the production?
Yes, I'm an actress here, Heather Colby. I don't even know what to think, let alone to say. An awful thing. Terrible. Horrible.
Miss Colby, we know this is difficult for you and everyone here, but we're sure you'd like to help. And you can do that by answering a few questions.
This was our tech rehearsal. Standard for any production.
Nobody
but
sounds very
particularly important for
excited.
one like ours. You know, with so many special effects, like the shooting scene.
Yep, the shooting scene, this is classic.
Could you walk us through it?
I really don't have all that much to tell you. First, we had the argument, and then of course I shot Meryl and began covering my tracks.
Whoa, Miss Colby, was that just a confession? If you have something important to share, you'll need to know your rights.
My rights? Oh, I can see how that sounded. I'm sorry. By covering my tracks, I mean, what I meant, that's the song title. Song I sing in the show right after that effects scene. And that's just what I did. That's how it's scripted.
How many
Meryl
product
at her mark,
placements?
I
Zero,
walk on
unless
stage to shoot
CSI
her
counts.
and begin to sing.
But
But
zero product
this time
placement.
At the end of the scene, Meryl just...
Very
she
inaccurate to
never got
real
up.
TV.
That had nothing to do with me. I was shooting a blank. That horrible squib must have exploded. She complained about them before, said she'd been burned, but this? I never heard
We do,
of a squib
unless you
killing anyone
count
before.
the establishing shots of Las Vegas, which are, you know, shots of real, like, you know, real footage of Las Vegas. So you can see all the real hotels and stuff in the background.
We were old friends.
But I feel like that doesn't count.
Kind of veterans of the wars, you know? All the way back to drama school in New York. And even then, it was obvious she was gonna make it. She had that combination of charisma and ambition that
I
marks
don't
a
think
real
there's
star.
been a Honda
We worked together often.
have so much Visa product placement. Yeah, I don't think there's been anything in this game. There's been a lot of fake
I know, big
brands.
talk, right? If we were such hot stuff, why were we still paying our dues in dinner theaters and regional productions? You got a right to say that about me, but not Meryl. She was nominated for a supporting Tony on Broadway just last season. And she's a star here in Vegas. She was a hometown girl, you know? And this production, she was great. Finally, the perfect part. And the buzz? People from both coasts were coming in for the premiere. I just know. I know. This would have done it for her. But then I guess this production was it for her, wasn't it?
All right, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the monologue. Was there anyone else here?
Just
Nope.
the two of us. And Gus, the stage manager. He's also the technical director, and he insists pyrotechnic effects be rehearsed with the theater cleared of only himself and the actors. Safety's a big issue. And I guess you can see why.
Any sewers yet? Nope. No sewers. I don't think there's gonna be. Unless this ends like LA Noire in a big sewer shootout.
He's around. His job sort of takes him here, there, and everywhere. I think the last time I saw him, he was heading for the prop room. Follow the signs backstage. That's all.
Yeah, the fact that nobody was there is actually not that big of a deal because the bullet could have been swapped out at a different time.
Rifle rack. One of the guns is missing, though. Bit of water here.
Nah, sorry, under the skin. Instead, you get like an hour-long sewer level. Just like the shittest ending.
Blank rounds, crimped at the end where the bullet would normally go. Explode just like a real shot, though. Quite a few different calibers here. They probably go through these pretty fast. If these are real, we have our work cut out for us. Lots of different calibers. We'll need to learn more before any of these become meaningful to us. Hammer, screwdrivers, etc. Nicely organized. Even a little anal retentive about it. Tools traced in pencil so he knows where to put them, which tells us one tool is missing. Small, rectangular.
Yeah, I don't really know the origin of that expression, but it is an expression. Oh, okay, on the box? Sure. How would... Wait, where even was that? There we go. Gonna dust for fingerprints on the box,
Something
maybe?
Fairly complete print.
What are those? Alright, steal this guy's shoes.
Sprinter
Thanks for
mock
the
cross
shoe.
trainers. Size 10.
We can blame Freud for
Shots
that.
of Merrill.
Thanks.
Maybe
Thank
during
you,
recent
Sigmund.
performances. These aren't publicity pics, though. Looks like candids.
What's up?
Man, I've just been like yawning all day. Sorry, I keep having to mute. I'm not sure what the puddle of water is gonna tell us. It's just
That DNA
water.
has been amplified and graphed. It's in the computer. Water. Best I can do you is profile it chemically and let the computer help you find the source. Hey, I scanned that print into the computer for you.
Not quite a Not You don't
Definitely not that. Okay, no match on the fingerprint. The water puddle.
The water from the prop room came from the pipes.
I
in Sea's
mean,
commercial water
is
supply
that
system.
seriously?
Since the 1950s, Vegas has had a dual water system. Regular water supply is drinkable, servicing the general population, but secondary treated wastewater, not drinkable, is reclaimed for commercial uses, often with a higher concentration of these elements. No surprise if the theater sprinkler system is hooked into the spunky
Is that
water
really that surprising? Damn, that puddle of water, it came from the pipe that was dripping water directly above it. Well, this isn't gonna tell me anything. We know whose DNA that is already. They do put out fires with the poop water.
Some might call this a woman's gun. Small caliber revolver, perfect to pack in a purse, good fit for a smaller hand. Spent casing in the chamber. Is it possible that an actual bullet was fired out of this gun? Got some residual powder in the barrel here.
Some might call it that. Not me, of course. I would never. But some would. Get the Wikipedia who citation or annotation.
What's up? Hey, Meryl Regis. Ever see her perform? She would have made it, I tell ya. Can I keep these?
I don't want them pasted in your scrapbook, Greg. I was thinking more like scan them into the image enhancement equipment, please.
Just because it's a prop gun doesn't mean a little item like this can't fire real bullets. Can't confirm whether a bullet has been fired recently from this prop or not, but I can tell you it's a .22 caliber. I scanned the shoe print into the computer. This is what's known as an unfired blank round, .22 caliber. This is a squib with a sound detector. Firing the prop gun causes the sound sensor to detonate the squib, but this one also seems to have a wireless receiver. Hey, this is an amateur night, sophisticated setup. The blast plate was damaged, but that's not unusual. Explosive powder residue levels were consistent with a proper load. Our Vic must have felt a real kick when this baby went off, and no signs of tampering either.
Get the shoe prints in there. I mean, we literally have the shoe this print came from. It's not exactly a mystery. Like, yep, that's the shoe. See, anything back this way? Is there gonna be anything, like, in the seats, maybe? Who are you?
Sir? Excuse me.
What? Oh, you're the police, aren't you? I'm a little out of it right now.
Big shock to everyone involved. Nick Stokes, crime lab. And you are?
Clayton Regis, Meryl's husband. I'm afraid I'm confused. If this is an accident, why are you people here? I'm trying to deal with the loss, okay? And one thing that would help me is to know what happened here. Is it negligence or something else?
The fact that you can ask such a question shows why
This guy, like, 110% did it. It's always the husband. And he's like, why did you do it? He's doing like I'm confused. Why did this happen? I don't know why this happened, of course, because I didn't do it. So if you could tell me why, that would be great. Like, yeah, you did it. You did it.
Let me think. I guess I must have been at the Javanet and Brew. Took my laptop down there. One of those internet coffee shops, you know? It's just down the street. Anyway, I was coming back to the theater to pick her up, like always, when I saw the ambulance and the police cars. Well, when she's working on a show, she really burrows in and disappears into the work. I guess you'd have to say the only person besides me she's been in much contact with have been the other actors, like Heather and the director and such. I'd know him when I see him. If I've ever exchanged more than half a dozen words with the man, I'd be surprised. I do know Meryl met with him often, as you'd expect. He wired her up for the stunt today, of course. I have to say, I never did feel right about those damn squibs. What would have been wrong with a sound effect or something?
There's literally, she has a bullet in her. Like, everyone's like, can't believe that squib did that. Like, I don't know. These guys would never make it as a CSI, I'm just saying.
Need something? Ought to be possible. Let's check the IP traffic through the cafe's node and look up logins.
The IP traffic through the cafe's node?
See? Regis logged in. Spent about 15 minutes online, then logged off. That leaves a little unaccounted for time. Not much, though.
I don't have...
That's all.
Alright, well, I'm stuck. Officially
As long
clueless.
as you realize that it will count against you. There's several different calibers of rounds in the room. Before we can narrow it down, we'll need confirmation of the caliber of any suspicious weapons or ammunition.
We have the murder weapon.
Nothing for you. Nothing for you.
It's 22. Oh, hold up, morgue.
Yes. No problem. A single bullet entered the victim's chest, breaking apart as it struck the sternum. Fragments going just deep enough. Using a basic body temperature or algor mortis analysis, I've got the time of death pegged at around time of the rehearsal. No great revelations for you, I'm afraid. Straightforward stuff. Actually, yes, several metal fragments, presumably from a bullet. They're all yours. I don't need them anymore, and neither does the Vic. Not that she ever did. Whew, been a wild night, so I'm not as far with Ms. Regis as I'd like to be. Frankly, I haven't even cleaned and prepped her. Anything else turns up, you'll be the first. Meantime, feel free to check the body over. I've got plenty to do. Sure?
Already did this.
No. Try. No. Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
No?
Not the right. Try. Nothing. Try something. Wrong surface to try dusting. Not. That's not.
Have I not tried all of the tools at this point? What am I missing? Cast of the no.
That's. Try something. That's not.
Well, if it was gonna work, it would have. I don't know. I think that that's just weird. I think that's just weird. I think that's for swabbing if you haven't already done it, and for some reason the prompt is just there. Like, note how with every other tool
That's not right.
it tells me that's not right, but if I pick the swab, it just says nothing, and it just does nothing. But every other tool does something. I think that's probably just like a weird thing going on. Let's see.
Yes. Small caliber bullet broken apart. If you don't tell Grissom, I'll make an educated guess. 22.
Alright, great, it's a 22. The bullet came from the gun that the bullet clearly came from.
Let's see. 9mm, 308, 338. Here we go. 22 caliber. Let's grab this one. Close.
Desk is still good though. There's still something on this desk. Maybe there's still something on this desk. I think we're probably good.
Hey. Dummy round. Just like a regular round, but a prop without gunpowder. Used for all kinds of stage work, except for actually shooting.
So, we've got prop bullets matching the caliber of bullet the doc recovered from the body. However, dummy bullets lack an explosive charge, but if a bullet was already in the chamber, the force of the blank round would have fired it out.
And if we look at the gun, we would see no. Nothing in there. Nothing cool in there. Gym brass.
What's up?
No.
Hardly. We were colleagues and old friends. That's all.
Thanks for sharing. Just get that one line of dialogue from her. Maybe prop room? Nothing.
As long as you realize... Nothing for... Nothing...
Maybe it's time to just start getting warrants. I don't know.
We still have the link between reasons.
No.
Forget something? Sure.
I feel like there wouldn't be that much of interest on the body because she did. Like we know how she died. There's the gunshot wound. I feel like that's nothing. I'm probably just missing something in the prop room because this room is like a big mess. Is there anything on the roof I should know about? Maybe there's like a, can I combine the bullet with the gun to confirm that the bullet goes in the gun or something like that? Oh, hang on.
Try... That's not... Something... Try... That's... Try... When blanks are ready for a theatrical application, the bullet is removed from the cartridge, and a flash-producing additive is put in its place, like magnesium powder. Then the end is crimped.
Unsurprising discovery number 1. Substance you found is gunpowder mixed with magnesium powder. Unsurprising discovery number 2. Traces of plugging material. Gun you found was likely loaded with a blank and was fired recently.
As long as you... There might be distinctive
markings on the fragments.
Try something else. Not... Tiny bite-type marks. Clamping tool, possibly.
Okay.
Dummy bullets are props. They don't contain gunpowder. Could one have ended up in the chamber of that gun somehow?
We're maybe learning things.
Nothing for you.
He's got absolutely no hints for me now.
Yeah? Get serious. We still have not in your case file.
That's all I...
You've got nothing. You've got nothing. Prop room probably has nothing. Yeah. All right, great. We've got absolutely no hints. The hints the guy gives are so useless. Like that. Oh no, it's just the table. Yeah, there's like the missing tool, which might be the tool that was used. There's also the missing rifle, though. I'm wondering if, because especially like, hang on, if we go to the gun, like I think that based on what they said, there was magnesium. So like, I think that this, well, wait, but why were, okay, I have no idea. Never mind. Never mind, I don't get it. Why would the bullet that was found in the victim have the tool marks if the tool marks are used to ensure that it doesn't fire? I'm thinking the reason why the rifle is missing is because while someone was up on stage firing the correct pistol that was like set up right, there was someone like back in the wings or something with the rifle who fired a real bullet, but I don't know, and the rifle is still missing.
That's all.
Yeah, I think we're about to consult game facts on this one. I have no idea. There's a pixel somewhere. Huh. Wait, why? There's an extra... There's something I'm supposed to be able to ask Heather that I cannot right now for some reason. What am I missing? What am I currently missing?
Yeah.
Is it because have I looked at this?
Meryl had a shiner when we found her. Let's take a closer look and see if she had it before she died, when this photo was taken. Hey, she did have that black eye before she was murdered. Finally getting somewhere.
Okay,
This
abusive
candy was a real-life
husband.
argument, not something from the show. Gus could have been stalking Meryl.
Who's Gus?
That's all I...
No, that's still not it.
I don't have anything.
What am I missing? View photo of victim. Search for the prop room prints. Oh, did I not do that? I think I didn't do that.
What's up?
Wait, I did do this, and we didn't come up with...
You should be sure
And
you've
there's
got
no
a match
match.
before you ask.
DNA, I guess we can search it, but... Like, it's not... We know whose DNA this is. It says so right there. The water's been investigated. Yep. What am I missing? Use the magnifying scope on the tool marks. Yeah. Water puddle, got that. Got the shoes, got the photos. Got the blank round, which I did hand in, right? Yes. Oh, hold up. I'm missing something on the floor in here. That's what I'm missing. This.
It's a mark called a mark. Shows actors where to stand.
The other
It's
mark
used
is
more in
pretty
film and
clear,
theater
but
for
this
camera
one I just
purposes.
didn't even
For
see.
special effects like these, those involved need to hit specific marks for safety, thanks to which we'll know exactly where the actors were supposed to be during this scene.
So maybe now I can ask her? Yes.
On my mark. It's still on the stage. Even during the run, we keep them there. Again, because
Where's
of
the body
safety
outline?
issues. And of course, Meryl was at her mark, standing in front of me, right where
Did they stop doing that?
wound up.
Did they ever do that?
I already told you so. It's part of the scene. You know how hard this is for me? Please.
Really killing her wasn't part of any scene. That's what we're asking, Heather.
She was my friend. Of course I didn't kill her.
I can understand you're upset, but understand what we're thinking. You were holding the gun, and the bullet fragments from Meryl's body match the gun's caliber. Could that weapon have been loaded with something other than a blank?
I had nothing to do with loading it. I suppose it's possible. But no, even if someone else traded a live round for my blank, part of our stage training is to aim a weapon with a blank away from the other
Yeah,
actor.
that's why there was
It's an
someone.
illusion. From the audience, you can't tell.
That's why there was someone waiting in the wings with a rifle.
That sounds reasonable, Miss Colby. But you should know we can track the angle that a bullet enters a body, so it wouldn't do any good to...
Check it all you like. Upside down and sideways. Just leave me alone. Why are you harassing the victim's best friend? Are you that desperate for a suspect? I had to watch someone I loved die. Isn't that enough?
Alright, I don't know what that does though. Maybe now we can like get someone.
Reasons. Looking at your case file, a stronger link. Get sick.
No? I have no idea what that did. Are we gonna ask Al about the angle, the
guess.
body, the gun?
We need to determine
yes.
from the wound and internal
Maybe.
tissue damage the trajectory of the fatal bullet.
I'm just saying words at this point. We need to determine whatever he just said. What do we need to determine?
Not the...
Maybe it's this?
That's not right.
Maybe it's this.
Nothing special. You shouldn't dust for... No. That's not right for... Nothing special. Try something. That's not... Nothing special.
Oh.
Using microsil to cast a wound, huh?
What?
I
Okay,
remember
I
not
tried
needing
doing that like
that.
15 minutes
Unconventional,
ago.
but
What?
works. We should be able to get a trajectory from the mold and show that the shot either came from Heather's
I
gun
tried to do that like 15 minutes ago.
Hey. Looks like Heather Colby isn't the only one shooting blanks. You need a new suspect, guys. The cast shows the entry wound pointing downward from the body at a 30-degree angle, and a direct shot from the front.
Hey,
Downward
moving people
from
out
the
is a
body?
start,
What
and
is-
this sure lends credibility to Heather's story.
Was it a shot
Let's set up a
from the
trajectory down
orchestra
the
pit?
theater. That way, we'll really know where the shot came from. This dummy will help us trace the bullet's trajectory. We know it was pointing down at about a 30-degree angle. Since actors are trained to face slightly toward the audience, the angle on the pointers would seem about right. Let's switch on Mr. Laser and see if he's pointing anywhere near Heather's mark.
Alright,
Let's see
switch
where it
on
points
Mr.
to.
Laser. Do it. No, it's the orchestra pit.
Now that's interesting. It points right down to the orchestra pit. Some kind of electronic transmitter.
Anything else down there?
That's all-
No. The electronic transmitter is definitely for the squib.
Yes.
Don't know what it's doing in the orchestra pit.
Remote backup detonator. Can be used to trigger the squib should the gun fail. A logical backup in a theatrical situation.
Okay, did that do anything? We can get a fingerprint on it? Maybe. It's a really crusty image, but no fingerprints.
Nothing for you?
He still has nothing. I keep playing this like Ace Attorney, where I feel like I keep having to go back to empty rooms to see if... Just to see if like someone is shown up there, but that's not how this game is at all. Yeah, that was really the only thing down there, isn't it? Maybe we'll do...
Yes.
Maybe we gotta like combine them like this. Try to detonate it? No. Yeah, I don't know again. I gotta look it up. Yep. Wait, there is a fingerprint on the detonator. Why can't I get that? View. Where is it? I was right, I just can't find the pixel. I think it'd be on the big button or something, but... Is it just gonna be like weirdly off in space somewhere? What? Hello? Let me know if you ever see the arrow turn green. And I feel like you can literally just see the fingerprint. Like, there it is, front and center, right? It's like a blob. But, what? Huh? Is this like rotatable in some way I've just never understood? No. Is the fingerprint just going to be in the computer? No. If I give this to Big Greg, does he have anything? Now, what's concerning to me is that the game facts guide for this says you get the fingerprint off the detonator before picking it up. And it makes me wonder if like, it's just not even here. Like, is there just an oversight and we've hit a soft lock and I have to restart the case because I didn't get the fingerprint? I think that might be what's happening here, because like where's the fingerprint? The guide says get the fingerprint and then pick it up. Meanwhile, where the hell is my fingerprint? It's not on here. Like, they would have had to remember to program the fingerprint into this interface as well, just in case you missed it before picking the item up. Which, so far, they've remembered to do that, because there have been a few cases where I've noticed the guide tells you to get stuff off items before picking it up, and I've just gotten it later. Nope. Oh, wait, yes, there it is. It's right there. What? When did that get there? I guess... I don't... whatever. Whatever.
You don't quite have a match.
Looks like a match to me.
Not The stage manager and pyrotechnician is Gus Harrison. During performances, he handled the backup detonator in the orchestra pit. Plus, he's got a criminal history. Of course, none of this proves he was in the pit at the time of the killing.
It's Gus Harrison. Arrested for stalking.
Yeah? So he cleared the theater, had access to the orchestra pit, which is where we now think the shot came from. Plus he's got a criminal record and is the guy in charge of the pyrotechnics. Oh yeah, let's definitely get to know Gus better.
Mr. Harrison, we're with the crime lab. Can we have a word with you?
Sure, of course. Wondered when you CSIs would get around to me. Call me Gus, though. That's what my friends call me. Want to help any way I can. Doesn't do much for my rep, but fatality on my watch.
We'll keep it Mr. Harrison for now. We try to keep it professional.
Well, whose else would there be? I told you, I'm the prop guy. Pyro Man. That's a remote detonator. I push the button as a backup. If the gun blasts don't detonate the squib, last thing you want in the middle of a show is to have one of your big scenes go flat because an effect fizzles. I was in the pit with my backup device, watching the stunt go down. Always keep them handy. We just had a photo shoot the day before that rehearsal. Matter of fact, I put some of them dummy bullets in Heather's prop pistol. If the revolver cylinder was empty, it'd show in the stills.
Could one of the dummy bullets have been left in that gun?
Well, I suppose. I mean, I try to be careful, but I'm only one man, and you don't mean... My God, that's horrible. I could have been responsible for this? I mean, accidentally responsible. No.
Accidentally,
Hell
of
no.
course.
Even if I did screw up, and I didn't, Heather followed my stage directions and fired away from Merrill, angled to one side. If a real round did accidentally get fired out of that thing, it wouldn't have struck Merrill
This is all
anyway.
kind of a pointless conversation because we know the bullet was
Damn
fired
sure.
from the
3
pit.
reasons. First, I saw the stunt go down. I saw Heather fire at an angle. Second, I count the bullets I use, always. And with that photo shoot, I clearly remember doing that, both before and after. And finally, I always disassemble, clean, and oil the prop weapons after they've been used.
Well, then why is one of them missing?
Those? Those are continuity photos. You know, making sure that things are in exactly the same spot next time you see them.
I've heard of that in film work, but never in a live theater performance.
Oh, it's common enough. When we hustle the props around, we've got to track them, scene to scene. Photos make a handy crib sheet.
But your continuity photos seem to track Merrill Regis specifically, scene to scene. Almost all of these continuity photos are of her.
Hey, can I help? She was the star of the show? A rifle missing. Hey, that's news to me.
Really? But you're so careful, Mr. Harrison. And yes, it's gone, from the rack. Do you recall that specific weapon?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, bolt action rifle, 30 caliber. Telescopic sight on that puppy. We did a show about a sniper killer a while back.
Must have been another musical. You're an expert, Mr. Harrison. How tough would it be to make a homemade noise suppressor for a weapon like that?
Well, probably not tough at all. A lot of do-it-yourself stuff floating around the internet. But you'd still have to know what you were doing. It ain't just any chump can build one.
Sounds like work for an expert. Right, Mr. Harrison?
Why the hell would anybody do that?
Why don't we ask the questions, Mr. Harrison? You see, we found tool marks on the bullet fragments that killed Merrill. The same kind of bullets as the dummies in your prop room. It'd be easy to pull the bullet out of a dummy and load it into a gun with a blank behind it. Then you wait in the orchestra pit for the exact moment when Heather shoots. And from the darkness, shoot Merrill yourself. An instant accident.
This is way too early in the case. Also, this guy's not the husband,
Yeah,
therefore
right.
he couldn't have done it.
Just go out and buy a damn bullet. I'd make a homemade one.
You see, there's a paper trail when you buy cartridges, Gus. You had a handy supply in the prop room. A little work, a little knowledge. That was all it took.
Hey, I can see how you put these pieces together, but it ain't the right picture. I didn't do any of this crap. Maybe somebody else did. But it's a big theater, and a lot of people have access.
But you keep the prop room locked, don't you? Safety-conscious guy like you?
Hey, sometimes it stands open when I'm hauling things around. And stuff could get taken from the stage, too. My inventory, as you already seen, can be a little lax sometimes.
Right. Like the missing rifle from the rack? Gus, we already know from trajectory analysis that the shot came from the orchestra pit.
I'm only in that pit during stunts when performances are underway. And I don't know what happened to that damn rifle. Is this what I get for cooperating? Do I need a lawyer or something?
This
That's
is
your
not
call,
the
Mr.
final
Harrison.
case.
But cooperating with us is a good idea.
This game is gonna be
Maybe
like
you can tell us if you have the tool that's
12
missing from your
hours
wallet.
long,
I
maybe.
can. It's right here. Multi-purpose puppy in my pocket. Take it. Knock yourself out. If I had anything to do with this, I wouldn't be cooperating, right? Right?
What's up?
What do you give us? The multi-purpose tool.
Okay, good news, bad news. This could be the mystery tool from the prop room wall, but it wasn't the tool that made the marks on the bullet fragment from the Vic's wound.
That still doesn't clear Gus, though. Guy always seems to know more than he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, saved. I'm gonna stop here for today. We're in the middle of a case, but this case is gonna be like another hour or something. I'm not finishing this case today. We will beat the game tomorrow. Game definitely finishing tomorrow. I did not think CSI was gonna be this goddamn long. This has sort of become a bit of a brutal playthrough. Just so much pixel hunting, trying to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do. It's very like mentally taxing or tedious or something. The game is bad. The game is not good, unfortunately. I really wanted it to be good, but it's not.